Welcome
Welcome
to Timeline Talks.
to the Timeline Talks.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to you live in Technicolor from the beautiful Hollywood Hills, California. The show where the total retail price of their advice is $0. This is Timeline Talks. Featuring guest stars, Morph action figure collector, Kapla, It Stars, and Garden. Also featuring Joey, have you ever been in a Turkish prison? Look out, it's Automaton 2000. And now, the man with the chatter, he doesn't have a bladder. Here's your host, Captain Idol.
Yes, welcome ladies and gentlemen to Timelines Talks, the premium exclusive non-one show for all things Star Trek Timelines. We are back with episode 91, back from the dead. We have resuscitated this beast, we have dragged it out of the graveyard, we have stuck in the electron probes, and we are zapping it furiously back into life because for some reason I'm now playing the game again, so let's have Timelines Talks again. Hello everybody, welcome to our wonderful guest. We've got Automaton 2000 is back with us on my left there. Below us we have Degenos Idanian, the bort of the Timeline Show, and over in the corner there is the wonderful Brit himself, is Cranky. How are we all? Did you like the energy? The energy was good. Trying to get myself zoned back into it. We're going to be excited about talking about a mobile game again, guys.
I think it's impressive that you can
intros,
get
man.
the audience always stops clapping at the exact same time when you start.
It's
They're
weird,
just
isn't it?
hanging on every word you say.
Yeah, and at just random moment, they just stop. You know, it's like having the signs that go stop and clap and stop. But yes, we are going to be talking about all sorts of things that have happened in the last few weeks and talk about some upcoming event crew and a few little extras as well. We'll be talking about a little bit of a oopsie that happened in the event recently, Elusive Treasures, the Portal update that recently happened, the Filthy Casual collection, some speculation on the next Mega. We've got a couple of Suncoast guys here. We're going to talk to those about them, the new Amazon Prime stuff that's happened, and so maybe we'll do a little table read later because why not indeed. But first off, you know what we have to do. Thank you everyone that submitted show titles. What have I done? I have broken this screen. Is it this one? There we go.
Back in the swing of things.
Say the line stars. Oh wait, he couldn't make it this week. Never mind. Someone else say the line stars.
Professionalism.
There it is. Let's spin the wheel. Thank you to everyone that submitted show titles. You have been entered on the wheel. If you spin your name, you'll win a sub or YouTube membership, whichever one you want. So let's spin it and see who wins. Cranky wins us.
Okay, what is this?
It's totally fair, not fixed at
I think you should
all.
re-roll. Do the auto special, re-roll it.
No, we're getting a lot of fixes in the chat now.
Yeah.
But no, thank you everyone that submitted show titles. Yeah, by the way, we are now streaming to both Twitch and YouTube, with both options to subscribe for wherever you wish. If you like to be in the YouTube environment, you can add to our members there. Again, all the cash goes to the next charity show. We've already raised $47 towards, or £47 to the next one, which will hopefully be in April next year at some point. But yeah, no, thank you everyone that does that. I'm going to run down the subscribers later on in the show nearer the end, so it's a sort of a thank you for being members of this great little community we've got. I'm going to stop talking now. Guys, someone tell me about what happened in the recent event and why suddenly everyone ranking over 3,000 has got themselves a free card! Anyone at all?
All right. I will hit the highlights from the message they sent out, 3 days ago?
Yeah.
It's been a while, but we're still very, very angry. From WRG Joe, there have been ongoing performance issues that have prevented players from accessing the game. Started at 8 p.m., resolved around 2 a.m. So they're doing two things. They're sending out a little care package. Everyone should have already got that, token, chronotons, etc. And then everyone will be getting a copy of the rank reward, City Alpha 6 Con, if you ranked 3,000 or above. So
City Alpha
they
6.
don't know when that will...
City Alpha 6?
This
is City Alpha 6!
No, it's 5. Whatever. There we go.
Had to be done. Had to be done. So yeah, for those that are confused as well, from especially the elderly players of you out there who are wondering, well, I haven't got my mail yet with my crew in it. You don't get mails anymore. They just magically go pop into your roster, and there he should be.
Which is a shame, because a certain crew I'd like to just keep in the mailbox forever and not take out. But
It also makes it a little bit harder for people who've got their crew quarters full. You've now got to dismiss someone or make room for him.
Yeah, you're going to have to make a tough decision, which, to be fair, it's not too much of a tough decision with this Khaaan't. Shall we have a look, since we're there, shall we have a look at this Khaaan't as a card? No, not that one. Let's get rid of the wheel. Let's find some crew. Oh yeah, I put Battle Bev in there, didn't I? What am I doing that for? Actually, I do want to talk about her. I forgot to put her in the list, but I want to talk about that terrible artwork. But SETI Alpha 5 Khaaan't, Dip Command Sec, but, Silver Lining, Voyage Rank 5, a ton of collections. Guys, what do we think about this card? We haven't talked about card for a while. I've forgotten what we do. Do we just shit on it now? Or should we save that? Should we find its good points first?
We moan about the art. And we moan about the
sandwich
stats, and
pizza.
we
Or
move on.
sandwich, okay. I kind of wish we had Shy on for this one, because he's got some opinions about the pose.
Yeah, he doesn't care for the pose.
Not at all.
I mean, if we're gonna start with something that's good, yeah.
Go for it.
Look at all those traits. Look at all those collections. I mean, it's what five collection or four at launch. What augments, engineered, cultural figure, survival. So five collections at launch, and could get.
see, that's what the art is for. He's just telling you how many collections he's got.
Yes, five.
How many lights are there, Khan?
collections.
All crew from now on will tell you how many collections they have with their fingers.
It's because there are like 10
And then
collections.
actually-
or something like that.
I mean, he's only got 4, but the thumb isn't a finger, so it's still
Oh, that's
technically
right.
accurate.
Yeah,
Well,
good point. I mean, he's tradey as hell, man. That's
definitely.
fantastic. I mean, the game is traits, so the more
Follow the
traits and
traits.
the more accurate they are, the better.
Always follow the traits. Voyage Rank 5. I mean, we go on, Otto.
More important than Voyage Rank, his flavor text. On SETI Alpha 5, Khan did everything to keep his people alive. With the raise of a hand, see, that's where the art comes from, he immediately has his people's ears and their trust. And I tell you what, furthermore, I've been reflecting this last fortnight on what timelines and timelines talks means to me. To that end, I have written a limerick for every crew that we're going to discuss today, except apparently Bev, because you couldn't be bothered to put it in the show notes.
I forgot.
So my limerick for SETI Alpha 5 Con is as follows. A weekend with more event intrigue, as we survived a faction blitzkrieg. But the servers went dead, just as I was ahead. As Khan would say, I grow fatigued. But in your inbox will arrive a copy of Khan and a Voyage Revive, for the worst mistake around since Chekhov being down.
Thank you, Goebbels.
And heard this is SETI Alpha 5.
Amazing. And you got a limerick for every single crew.
Well done.
Goebbels says he's
Oh,
sorry.
yeah. It was the best use of my time possible.
Absolutely. Thank you for subscribing, Goebbels. We do appreciate you for doing that. Yeah, now, let's talk about this Khaaant's future, because... Cranky, you're supposed to let me buy it for you.
You should have waited till I started the next one.
Thank you, Cranky. Let's talk about, like, overall use of this command in the future, because CD, command dipsec command, whatever permutation of this criteria, we've always said, oh wow, boring, dull. But this guy he's in the later losers category. That's a hell of a voyage score. I think he's got something stupid like over 2k base diplomacy as well. A ridiculous. Can we see this card being one of like the Fence and Picard, the exception that proves the rule?
So, Enterprise Pike, exact same skill order, a similar antimatter seeding giveaway. So everyone should have kind of experience with him if you've been playing for a little while. And he debuted, I think, number 2. Khan is number 5, so very similar. So think about your Enterprise Pikes. How much use have you gotten out of them? This is probably going to be a similar story.
Yeah. And a good event count as well. They'll probably get... I mean, if we're talking like big dip bases, that's going to be useful everywhere. This is a good card. I mean, tier 1 for a reason. How long have we been waiting since, like... what's the other Khan called? I forget now. Survivalist Khan?
Wrathful Khan.
Wrathful Khan, that's right, who is a survivalist. Nifty Mittens, thank you for subscribing. You can trigger it without buying Idle. It just tells people how long you've been subscribed for. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Fantastic. That's going to go down well. But yeah, good card. Everyone should hopefully... I'm going to say that ranking 3,000 is probably not the most difficult thing in the last event. I know it got really fierce at the top ranks. Janos, you went for top 30. How was it performing this week's event? Thank you, Twitch and Jay. People love the Timelines Talks. We're back. Go on.
People are excited. No, it was brutal. I think I had like 100 tokens, and that was before they sent the 24. I had a good squad in my fleet, Sun Coast, and I had enough crew to really.
Automaton 2000. Wow.
Feel my pain.
Hey,
I feel it. Yeah, I had enough crew and tokens to really make use of those, and still I had to spend, I think, like 3,000 dill right at the end to stay in the top 30, just like buy a shuttle, buy a shuttle, buy a shuttle, buy a shuttle, even in the last couple of minutes. It was insane. It was the hardest I've ever had to work for top 30.
Wow.
It got crazy at the end.
I mean, I was pushing for, I was like going for a hopeful top 750, and I got to like the last night. I was like, I should send 24 shuttles now because I do want to lose that. That's going to get mad. Like even people going for top 3,000. I've heard by people in doing 5,500 are just like everything's gone nuts now. And it's not. It's been a while since we've had a proper competitive event. Like a lot of the cards that have come out fairly recently have been sort of a bit like lacking in enthusiasm, but I think a little screw up and a little generosity definitely. I mean, what do you guys?
Khaaan't is a fan favorite as well.
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah.
What do you guys think? And chime in on this as well. What do you think of the compensation package they sent out? I mean, obviously the free Khaaan't is Bonza, but they also sent out some dilithium and some credits and crons and things like that.
I thought it was perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was more generous than I could have thought it was going to be, and the fact that they actually sent out the shuttle tokens before the end of the event made it more of a bloodbath than it was before, because then people that got them, that's another 24 shuttles at 8,000 VP, and it's like 200,000 VP, so it pushed everybody up.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, I didn't experience many of the issues that were happening. I had a few moments where I couldn't log in for a minute, or things in the game were taking longer than they should have. But so I was happy enough with the compensation.
Pull up in chat, folks. Let us know what you think about the event comp. We just had this conversation a couple hours ago. It used to be, back in my day, they would kind of just blow past certain things, or maybe they got sorry crons, they called them in the mail. But they actually wouldn't acknowledge a lot of issues unless you made a big enough stink. They're like, okay, now we'll do something for it. And they have gotten way better over the years. Something happens, they own up to it. You get a thing without asking in the mail a day or two later. So they definitely have gotten better, and I think this one looks generous enough.
They jumped in the Discords as well and said, yeah, we know there's an issue.
Absolutely. I was just going to say,
we're on it.
Big shout out to WRG, Matt and Ben as well for being in the Timelines Discord and addressing things literally as they were happening, just coming and saying, there's this problem, here's what we're going to do, and here's what we're going to do it, like in advance of their announcement. So huge plus for communication, like compared to what we were saying like a couple of years ago when we were doing this show, and just like they never talk to us, what's going on, like communication's trash. Like they've absolutely upped the game, and just having that level of player interaction has been brilliant. We love it. Keep on doing that. More of that.
The organization's a little bit more streamlined now, so I think there's fewer people in between the community people and the people
fewer
at the top.
employees working to get in the way. No, sorry.
It seems like Ben himself can make a call on, hey, we're going to give out this many things, and he's the one actually in the Discord talking to people. It's like, all right, so these are people I'm acquainted with. I'm well aware of. Yep. Well aware of who who I'm talking to. So we got to do right by these folks. And, I think there was maybe one person on the forums I heard that was upset about it.
There always is. That's the forums for you. I'll tell you one thing we didn't put in the show notes either is the new patch that came out. The 1.3.0 that came out.
9.3.0.
Yeah, okay. Which one of the big changes for that was the trainers. You can now streamline applying your trains to crew. Instead of clicking and holding, it's literally a bar that goes across. I'd like to, maybe guys could do a bit of fact checking, but I've heard some rumors that the train use more trainers now than you previously did before. I don't know if anyone else has come across that.
I think you're bearing the lead because other
Okay.
improvements include various UI bug fixes,
Yeah.
various panel performance optimizations, and get menu optimizations. So
Hell
they've
yeah.
loaded this chock full.
Love this get menu.
Get some
Right.
menus.
I'm being a smart ass.
We're down.
This is 2 weeks old, but you can check on the forums for
Yeah.
a whole list of stuff that came out.
Absolutely. Something that did come out a bit more recently. How about Elusive Treasures? That's back now with a portal update in tow as well.
We're just playing like the greatest hits of their fuck ups to open the show.
Right, thank you for subscribing. 24 months. Look at that. You can't beat that. Apologies to podcast listeners who are having a seizure right
getting
now.
bad audio. I'm getting bad audio from
Are you?
Tidal.
Yeah, so am I, but it's going
That's
out
how he
fine to the
usually
stream.
talks.
It's a Discord thing.
Oh, is it a Discord thing? I can't really restart anything, but okay. What was I saying? Yes, talking of the next fuck up, which, okay, this one isn't too bad. A little egregious for people that didn't notice, but if you noticed in the artwork for the latest Elusive Treasures, which has been rectified, there was an Admiral Pike and a Farragut Paul Wesley Kirk in the art. Two crew who have not been released. So I imagine some people were likened to think, oh, these are exclusive to the Elusive Treasures. Perhaps I could pull on them and get them. Not that you should do things for such crew, but hey, they were there. Unfortunately, they weren't actually in the game at all. And it's not a case of they weren't in the vault or anything like that. No, they physically could not be gotten. There was just literally art on the image. Now they've
And
actually
they were in the pack description as well.
yeah, in the pack description as well. Yeah, so and Pike is a legendary and Farragut Kirk is a super rare. So again, WRG very well have got out ahead of this and said that these crew will be available to anyone that pulled the pack. So I believe has anyone got the breakdown of what?
Yes.
Yeah, go on. Thank you.
Good job.
Come on, I'm your right-hand man, Idol. Their explanation was these characters were originally slated for the pack as they were event-scheduled crew that fell under the time range when Elusive Treasures would run. So that's how that got mucked up. Yeah, everyone who pulled at least 1x pull will get a copy of the purple. Everyone who pulled a 10x pull will get a copy of the gold Admiral Pike. And then it kind of breaks down from that. If you bought 5 of the 10x or 10 of the 10x, they'll give you more copies. So I don't think they have a date for that yet.
No.
It says after the promo ends today, and then we'll give them at a later time this week.
I imagine
The thing
when they-
about that surprised me is that they're allowing people to continue after they've made this
Yes.
announcement and after they've changed it, and
So,
they're still going to
yeah.
be eligible.
Let's go on to that a little bit because I want to talk about Admiral Pike and I keep pushing that button. I shouldn't push that button. There we go. And whether he is worth, because essentially it is 6,500 dilithium for Admiral Pike. Did I say Kirk? I meant Pike. Admiral Pike. 6,500 dilithium for a guaranteed Dip Command Psi Voyage Rank 28. Do you guys think this card is worth spending that much dilithium for?
For
Well, I did
podcast listeners, are you happy with the event compensation? 86% say yes. 14% don't play the game; they just watch the show. Thank you, guys.
Appreciate you all.
Thank you,
We do.
lurkers.
Yeah, so Admiral Pike
Frank,
from...
you said you pulled one?
I did, yeah.
Oh, did you?
After the announcement, I wasn't planning
Yeah.
to, but after the announcement, just because I like the art. It's good art.
The art
It's a
is
good episode.
stunning. And yes, the episode of Quality of Mercy, the season finale of Strangely Well Season 1, which please feel free to spoil. You should have seen it by now. It's very good and also introduces the other card we're talking about here, which is Farragut Kirk. This episode was really good. I know we spoke to you about Auto, but Cranky Genos, what were your thoughts on the first iteration of this alternate universe Kirk and Pike in meeting?
Go ahead, sir.
Well, to be honest, I don't remember the episode very well. I haven't seen it since it aired. I just remember it being one of the better episodes of the season.
What week is it?
Pike and the Monster Maroon is just it's a sight to behold.
Yeah. I thought it was kind of cool to take the TOS episode from a completely different angle and show how Pike would handle the same situation, even included with an alternate Kirk who's a captain of another ship. And I like Wesley's portrayal of Kirk so far, even including the season 2 iteration. So I thought it was a fantastic episode. I like the the time travel portion of it. Cool to see the Monster Maroons in in Strange New Worlds.
That was so surprising. Like, turn around and he's wearing like the Monster Boots. Although, and again, we spoke to Shy about this, having that drop down lapel slightly deviates from the original one. I think he's getting quite wound up by that, but that's Shy for you.
Pull up in chat. Let us know if you guys were affected by the elusive treasures issue.
I did one pull, like a 650 dill one, just because I like to do kind of the fuck it pulls every once in a while, and I think I got a legendary to hold and got an old legendary, and then to find out that you're going to get a copy of Wesley Kirk. That's
I mean,
kind of cool. I didn't pull 6,500 though. Instead I spent that on the event.
Oh yeah, Oy.
Not all of it, but
I mean,
half of that.
If you look at event pack, an event pack each
that.
week is 650 dilithium. So that for a purple, it seems to be, and you're getting him. You're not just spinning the wheel and shit. I'll pay 650 for a super rare card I've had all this time, and maybe a few trash blues and that. But paying 650 for a super rare beats the odds a little bit. I'm not sure about 6,500 for this card in particular. He is, go on.
Yeah, to circle back around to your initial question, is he worth it? Statistically, no. It's like, come on, how many Command Psi have you seen floating around out there? Not particularly great in any one area. You just said dip base. We can always use that. I'm like, no, because they're fucking everywhere, actually. So, and this is just another example of a dip base that's floating out there. So, but yeah, if you want to get them because it was a great episode or you would like the art, absolutely. I love this episode. To me, it was instant classic territory where even on rewatches, I'm like, oh, this is good Star Trek. And I kind of just put the perfect bow on a really strong showing in Strange New Worlds.
Yeah. I mean, the barometer you can kind of use for how much you would spend on a legendary now is almost Mirror Tuvok. 5,000 dill for Voyager 2, Voyager 1, depending on how you're looking at it, versus 6,500 for someone who's going to age out in this skill set without a lot of great traits.
Yeah, I go back and forward on this. I think it depends where you are on the game as well. Like if you're a new player and you couldn't get enough for Khaaan't, maybe this would tide the way. But you're going to see him sink so easily.
If you're a new player, please don't spend 6,500 dill on elusive treasures. Just don't.
Yeah, don't take my advice anyway. Okay. The other... Go on.
Pike ends up in an alternate timeline where he escaped injury and became an admiral. But was it worth the sacrifice of millions of people and his loved ones? Powerful hair, Admiral Pike, with artwork all of us like. Players tore open packs looking for first to max, but WRG said, haha, psych. His treasures were certainly elusive, and drop rates far too exclusive. So before next you spend, remember this, friend. Relationships with gambling can be abusive.
Interesting twist at the end there. Very nice.
I'm liking Poet Auto.
Okay.
Yeah.
Poet Auto is my favourite variant.
Poetomaton.
Poetomaton, yeah. How about... Right, I got a job for you guys. We have had a portal update. It has gone from about 6 months from the previous one up till about... I think it was about Christmas this year, maybe February, up to that way. Let me know, have a chat with us about who do you think is the best pulls out of this new batch of crew that have come out, because this was a period of absolute bangers, some really good stuff coming out. Who do you think is some of the best? Holy shit, you should retrieve them now. Scrap all your other projects. These guys are in the portal. You missed them in the event. Go get them. Who do you think out of that list? And I can see you guys frantically looking at lists in the background there, because I've dropped this on you. Oh, and since you've got it straight to hand, Cranky, who do you think people should go for?
Oh, I haven't got anything straight to hand. I'm just not looking at this either.
I'm just here looking pretty.
Yeah. No, to be honest, it didn't... I haven't changed any plans. I haven't specifically decided I need to retrieve someone. I know a lot of people wanted to go straight for 7. Is it 7 in command? 7
yes.
In the chair?
Oh, yeah. That was the oddity as well. 7 in command, who was the last Tuesday released, is also in the portal update. Not gonna. Obviously, that's a tick somewhere in a spreadsheet that's gone wrong, but not gonna complain. It's not exactly gonna break the continuity of the game, but yeah. Sorry, carry on, please.
But yeah, it hasn't changed mine.
There haven't really been too many duds over the last year and a half. There's been a lot of really strong crew, a lot of Command Dip something filler. And so that's kind of been the navigation there. There haven't been too many, Adams or Dreamwalker Chakotay's where you're like, oh, this card is terrible. Why did they bother releasing it? So personally, Dread Pirate Q is someone who in a Tuesday pick a lot of people missed. And just for the gestalt of the whole, he's originals, he's Q, he's fun, he's interesting stat-wise. So I think people should keep an eye out for him.
I picked him up in a pack today. I was very pleased with
Nice.
that.
Oh, nice.
Congrats.
Awesome. Getting some good recommendations. So go on, Janice.
Yeah, I did get Q from his pack, so I was happy about that. But some of the ones that I would be pulling if I didn't already have them, like Devious Duet Girardi, is has Voyage Power, has collections, antimatter traits. She's fantastic. The handful that I'm grabbing out that I missed out on, either didn't participate in their event for whatever reason, or didn't get them on Tuesdays, are Inspiring Captain Burnham. Rin is finally in the portal. Surprisingly enough, there aren't a lot of really strong collection Romulans, so I'm going to be grabbing Javini when I can retrieve her.
I just cited her, actually. Funnily enough. Should have known.
Nice. Yeah, she'd be my 25th Romulan. I think she has 4 collections, which is pretty good. Those are who I put to the top. Otherwise, I was doing 1701 O'Brien as my next retrieval. So
follow those collections.
For podcast listeners, were you affected by the Elusive Treasures pack issue? 69% I say no. 31% say yes.
Okay. Some suggestions from chat. Namer says Kovic. Kovic is a great card. He's instantly on every
Voyager.
single Voyager I've got. Walt says
for a new
Badgie.
player.
I'm going to sneeze. What's going on here? Hang on. There. It's because I had a sip of beer. Badgie, Dread Pirate Q. Namer says the real answer is Burnham, which, the new Season 4 Discovery Burnham is definitely a bit of a Voyage
Evie
monster.
Uhura.
Uhura. Is Evie Uhura in there? Is she in the new one?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, no, she's really
Evie-
good.
It's not
Evie
Evie
Boimler.
Superhora.
We can speak about Boimler now.
We can speak about Boimler.
He's in the
Allowed.
portal.
He's
Yeah, but let's not.
yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Twitch Jay says you're grabbing
in
a
the
handful
portal,
of
no one
Jurati. We got Inspiring Burnham.
I will
Evie
say-
Uhura. Yeah, go on.
Flying under the radar, we had 4 lower decks crew added. Boimler,
Did.
Mariner, Rutherford, Tendy as 2 stars. So if you have picked up the game more recently, and maybe you've fleshed out a lot of your cadets, but you were missing those easy collection pieces there. So you can pull some credit packs or just have Voyages bring those in for you.
And most importantly,
I love honor! I demand honor!
yeah, that's the reason you should have them, as well as the awesome.
Did Vindicta make it?
That's a good question. She should have done, I think.
Vindicta's in because I had her in 2 packs today.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, she's a great. Fleet
How
boss
many
battle
packs
crew.
are you opening?
I opened 25 today.
Just a brush off the
Nice.
top.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Vindy is good for fleet boss battles. Definitely, if you don't have Kirk yet, or you don't want to retrieve Taco, Mayweather.
And they're great cadet
for
cards
your,
as well. They're great. They're full of collections. If you miss them in the events, definitely get them. Irony Wit says, I think I want Azetba. Azetba, I think, is aging out a little bit. A lot of collections for her, but I wouldn't say... maybe not put her at the top of
Fantastic
there.
art, though.
Yeah, amazing art. Some of the best in the game.
One of the best chancellors in the game.
Yeah, but who plays this game for art? Come on.
Yes, we're all about cold hard stats.
That's right.
Speaking of art, Battle Beverly Crusher.
Yeah, let's go back forward. Thank you for steering the chat, Janos. I knew I brought you here for a reason. I keep pressing that button. Don't do that. Right, let's move on and
The best segue ever.
Amazing segue. I do want to talk about Battle Beverly Crusher because can we just talk about this art, which has been somewhat divisive in the community? I don't want to talk about the stats because whatever. I want to talk about this. I think, and this is subjective, but I think it's absolutely atrocious. Please let me know what you think of this art in chat, because some people have said like, well, it's stylized, it's fine. I'm just like, it looks nothing like Gates McFadden. This is really bad, guys.
I mean, they've kind of got her body language, the sort of the pose, the legs, the way she stood, but it's a vague image, and the face isn't there at all.
It's not. It's it looks like they had 10. Like, you get those comparison drawings. Someone spent an hour on this drawing, 10 minutes drawing on 1 minute on this one. This feels like it was the 1 minute. Like, they had their time. Like, oh shit, we need to get this one out. Oh, quick, put it out. Like, that might just be me. Monkey says it looks like it's from a Super Nintendo Chalmers game. Kind of does a little bit, actually. You
it's
could
very
imagine
soft focus, isn't it?
very
as well?
soft focus.
So there's two issues. One, it doesn't particularly look like Gates. Two, they've got two artists. So they come out with crew that look like what you've come to expect over the years, and then ones that obviously look a little bit different. Softer lines, the airbrush effect, the malaria effect, whatever you want to call it. And this is from the newer artist who, I guess, joined the studio. And it's become pretty obvious at this point whether a card is from number 1 or number 2. SETI Alpha 6 Con, who they knew they were going to release with powerful stats, going to be an important card. You give him to the good artist and that kind of thing. So I think either one of those by their own would be a little distracting. Both of them together doesn't make it a not a good card. No.
And it is jarring seeing something like Handler Wharf next to Battle Beverly Crusher. Both amazing crew from the latest Picard series, but Handler Wharf, which I think I have somewhere on here, somewhere on my list. Handler Wharf, amazing looking card, great art, real brings you back memories of his appearances in Picard. Almost maybe a bit too photorealistic. Some people do like the stylized art, and I get that, but I feel like Battle Beverly Crusher next to oops, I've messed up, there we go, and next to that wharf is just a striking difference, and I feel like there should be like a common tone that sets the thread for it.
Especially as people are likely to use those two together on a bridge theme because they're the same series. It's just not going to look right.
Yeah. Maybe this is a reject from a different game. That's what Nifty says. It's a project for Timelines 2. What about that?
Someone from Game of Thrones, they've just put a phaser in their hand.
I guess without going into too much detail on it, I think Joe posted on a forum thread where people were complaining about the art that basically they kept going through different iterations of this art, and then they got up to a deadline and they shipped with what they had, which I think that pretty much describes it. I mean, it should have been better, and they were trying, but they ran out of time and maybe didn't have another one ready to go that was even close, so here we are.
Do you feel like there should have been a point where they kind of went, well, if it's not ready, we need this as a backup? Like, I feel like... Yeah, we don't know the processes that go on behind the scenes, so but yeah, I think that's a complaint. Hopefully,
we don't know anything about.
Maybe she'll get the Tomalak treatment in a few years, and we'll get a really good rendition. What about something from the same artist? Because we're now starting to pick out the trends now and see the likenesses. How about Farragut Kirk? Won't talk too much about the stats. The super rare that you get from the Elusive Treasures, also by the same artist. What do we think of this one?
It is less egregious. I mean, you can tell it's not in the same style, and again, not the best likeness. Somehow, though, it's just not as... doesn't stand out quite as much as Bez. Maybe because of very stock standard uniform, colorful top, black bottoms. I don't know.
Yeah. Not super stylized. He's not doing anything interesting other than this. So it's okay.
I mean, Bev's also a character that everyone knows very well. We've known it for years and years, whereas Kirk, he's not in your mind quite as much yet. So
not the Paul Wesley variant, yeah.
Yeah, Paul
not
Wesley
quite.
Kirk, sorry.
Yeah. Speak for yourself, Cranky.
No, I'm enjoying him. In season 2, I'm enjoying him.
Very much so. Very so. We won't go into spoilers, but for those that are interested in Paul Wesley as Kirk on the recent season of Stranger Worlds, I have definitely grown to say, like, yeah, I kind of like him now. Like, I can see where they're going with this. Otto, have you written a limerick for this one?
I may have. In an alternate timeline, where Kirk was the captain of the USS Farragut, he and Pike save Outpost 4 from a Romulan attack at great cost. An offering from artist number 2, complete with malaria hue. Not the best Paul Wesley, considering especially WRG messed up too. Another Elusive Treasures issue. Boy, someone hand me a box of tissues as I weep for lost packs and Google's Play Store tax. But keep buying them if you wish to.
I'm going to cut these out short. I've got to do it.
Yeah.
These have to be
That
preserved.
was really good.
Do you know what they should actually have? Namer. I need to put these on the as YouTube clips so they play instead of the crew stats. So maybe I'll revive the old Big Book video and put them back on there.
Now, is it just me because I'm looking on my TV at the other side of the room, but there is a hint of Nifty Mittens about the face.
A little bit. Now you said
Yeah,
that.
if you squinty. Well, they're both from Canada. so-
Squinty Mittens.
Squinty Mittens. Well, Nifty Mittens, you made it in game at last. Well done. I kind of want the card now. Can we get Farragut Kirk as God, and then we'll be happy.
No, now that you mention it, if you squint, Battle Bev kind of looks like Stars and Gardas too. So I think I know what they're going for here.
Okay, so it's all
Just the
about
beard.
closing your eyes.
It's the beard that does it.
It's all about the art you can't see.
It's the long hair, I think.
Okay. Should we play a game?
That was really good.
Should we play a
Yes.
game? Should we do
What's
something?
the
Should we,
game?
before we go on to the next subject of inquiry, Auto,
Let's do it.
it's your idea.
Yeah, I was going to do Farragut Kirk because you skipped him, so now I got to find a different crew. Yeah.
Oh shit!
20 questions, which we played a couple times a
good
long
fun.
time ago.
It's
Yeah,
Mayweather.
I mean, it's pretty close.
Okay, who's
Okay.
you guessing it?
All right, I've got a crew, and you've got 20 questions, and every question asked in chat will count as a legal
shit.
question. So
We've
you
got to get
can
quick.
you can use up all their questions if you want.
Nifty's gonna.
We've got 7. Okay, are they in
Nifty's gonna troll
Starfleet?
us.
So you've got to ask only yes or no questions to try to figure out
Okay.
who this crew is.
Are they in Starfleet?
Yes, they are.
1.
Or the human.
Yes, they are.
Has the card been released in the last 12 months?
No, it hasn't. Is it Chakotay? No. Are we playing Warful Live? No. Are they TNG? Yes, they are. That's 6.
Ooh.
Are they male?
Isaiah Picard.
It's not Robin Leffler. Yes, they're male. Is it a man with a mustache? No. Are they Picard? Yes.
Oh,
Wow.
Is
Did you get the TNG question?
Is this a Romulan plot? No. But it could be. A ploy to start a war? No.
that's one question?
Not according to Q.
That's
No doubt.
right. Q says it's not.
Is he costumed?
A ploy to start a war.
That's so good. Have you, for podcast listeners, have you missed Timeline Talks polls? 80% say Idol looks like Soulbore. 20% say yes, I'm doing my part. Sorry. What did you ask, Jenna?
Is he costumed?
Is he costumed? No.
Is
Is he
it a
4-star? Yes, low cost monkey.
Ooh,
What was that, Frankie?
Is it a war?
Is it a wharf?
Yeah.
No,
it's a Picard.
We've
We know
already
it's a
answered
Picard.
Oh, was it? Oh, I missed something.
He's not costumed.
Okay, is it Galen?
that. It is not Galen. I guess we'll count that as a question. So you got
Is he
5
Aromatic
questions left.
Syndrome Picard.
It is not aeromotic syndrome.
Is it Smitten Picard?
No, it's 4
It
stars.
is not
4 star.
smitten Picard.
It's a
4-star.
4-star.
Oh, is it? Oh,
Where
I'll
are
be
you,
quiet.
Cranky?
You got 3 left. Is it Vashti? No, it's not Vashti Walt.
Can't do questions.
See, Picard's got so many variants. He'll
No.
never
is it Farragut Kirk?
What? It's a
not
Picard
very
and it's
good.
4-star.
I know.
Is it
You got one
Resigned
guess
Picard?
left. Oh, now, they came in at the same time, so I'm going to defer to chat. Nifty Mittens got it. With the last 20th question is Lieutenant Junior Grade Hertzler Picard.
Nifty.
Wow.
Okay.
I'll be right back, guys. We gotta go
All right.
wrangle the dogs.
Wrangle the. Okay. I'm going to assume that's a euphemism for something.
Definitely.
Drop the kids off at the pool. Yeah.
Indeed. Lay some cable. Okay. Since Genesis Way, we'll do that again. That was fun. Let's talk about new collection. New collection came out. Filthy casual. Well, no, sorry, it's just casual collection. As usual, featuring anyone with the casual traits come out at a 40 tier. Let me know in chat. Are you that much of an elderly player that you just hit that instantly? Cranky, Auto. Well, no, not Auto, but Cranky. Have you hit that collection? Did you finish it? You're not even playing Auto.
I don't care.
Screw you.
That's what he included, man.
All right. Did you get the casual collection auto?
Ask Cranky.
Okay.
No, the game isn't loaded yet. Don't ask me.
Oh gosh, yes. So yeah, anyone with the casual trait. I mean, famously, Frasier's in it. So we've got he's a casual crew, which is part of one of the many decent trait jokes we have in this game. I feel like we're at that kind of niche humor in this game that when a trait is slightly humorous, that hey doggy, that is our level of humor.
Nifty. It's not a euphemism. Literally a dog.
Literally a dog.
This is Owen.
Owen. I love when dogs are named after people. It's like, who's this? That's Colin. Oh, okay. This is Owen. Not Mr. Bow Wow.
What's the casual collection called?
As usual.
Filthy casual.
Pull up in chat, folks. Let us know what you think about the casual collection. So a couple names to know. Professor Data, who's been a strong Voyager for a long time. This is his third collection. So maybe it's time to start thinking about retrieving him. Varani, the recent campaign option, is casual, along with 3 other collections. Yeah, and if we look at top collection names, Tourist Hoshi Sato, who's new, and then Naked Phlox, who's in, 6 collections by now. So.
Oh, awesome. Very
Did
cool.
all the Orion ladies get this collection as well?
Are they casual? Or are they just romantic?
Most of them are.
I mean the 3 from Bound.
The 3 from Bound have it, but a lot of the other ones don't. Vina doesn't, Osira, etc.
Interesting. Speaking of casual collections, shall we have a look at the brand new, hot off the presses, Hoshi... Oops, no, hang on, that one. Not that one, we'll talk about him in a minute. Let's go back to possibly one of my favorite arts of recent time, Tourist Hoshi Sato, from the tourist episode of Enterprise, where they go back to Earth and find out that nothing's changed, everyone's still racist. The Dipsai Command, coming up in the one of the upcoming events, has 1, 2, 3, 4 collections. Just stunning art. Look at that art. That is the best they've ever made Sato look, in my opinion.
I don't think it's from that episode. I think she's from the episode where they go to Risa.
Oh, that one. Oh, the one with Kayla Tarana.
Makes sense for being a tourist.
Yeah.
Yeah, why would she be a tourist on her own
Going
world?
home.
Well,
In San
I don't know,
Francisco.
maybe she wasn't. Well, okay. I mean, it's just Earth. She could have been from somewhere. She could have been from like London, innit? And I'm going over to San Francisco. I'm touristing. You can tourist on your own planet, guys. Tourist Hoshi Sato is now
We don't
a
have a
company.
choice to leave the planet.
That's true. That's true. We don't. Not yet. You wait.
No,
Oh, forgot the Enterprise
art
collection.
is really
Yes.
flattering.
Yes,
It evokes feeling affection.
Yes, evokes tea drunk warmly. Do you think that is Earl Grey? What does I don't know if she says what she drinks on the show, but
Darjeeling.
Voirang 58, Dipsai Command, spin me around, baby, like a record on a thing. Like you've heard this story before. The collections are really
How many command dip somethings have we had so far on this show? This is like the third gold, I think.
About 3 or 4. Literally just today. But then this is the thing. Like we kind of went out on a downer, like however months we were, because I got fed up of talking about, it's another CDS card, and I'm now kind of coming to the conclusion that maybe I should just enjoy looking at Hoshi Sato, because I very much do. Am I making myself clear here?
All right, Captain Classy. Her legs seem oddly long, though, in this art. So I don't think Linda Park is very tall, so I don't know.
I think it's the high
Just
waisted
me.
trousers that do that.
Yeah, I think they're very high waist because they're nearly up to her belly button there. So I think it's like that's the modern that's the 22nd century fashion, is to have them pulled up to your armpits.
So they came back around the next 100 years or so from where they are now,
That's
130 years in the future.
It's always contemporary, isn't it? It's like whatever the time the Star Trek show is when the fashions for Star Trek is. So if it's on in 2005, 22nd century fashions are in 2005. But Timeline's always had a weird thing with leg proportions. They're either really stubby and got stubby legs, and you can always say, well, maybe it's some kind of angled proportion, or they're just incredibly long. Can't go both ways. I think, was it you, Janice, that coined "Hold Me Closer, Tiny Shatner"?
Yes.
Eric
She
Nelson-
enjoys learning the language of the places she visits, and she fascinates a Ryzen couple by learning their language and being able to keep up the conversation. A Hoshi from artist number 2, whose legs are so long she could be in a zoo. But at least she's got traits, so adjust your big book weights and enjoy your new collection crew. Command Up and Sigh, what a bore. Haven't we seen this before? If you're looking for juice in a crew's daily use, this isn't the one you pay for.
These are really good. But isn't this artist number 1?
No, this is definitely 2.
Is it? Well, hang on. Which one's the good one? Which one's the one we criticize all the
The
time?
good one's number 1.
Yeah, so this is number 1.
So this is a... No,
is good
this
art.
is
This is
number
good
2.
art.
It's just a good... Yeah, it's good, but it's number 2.
Oh, okay. Well, blow me down.
Yeah, I think Auto's right.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'll never
can just,
slate them again.
Well, if it is from number 2, it's one of his or her better.
One of the better ones. Yeah.
Definitely. But will you be pushing for her in the upcoming event?
For 5 collections, yeah.
For fun?
Yeah, in an
better
event,
than
sure.
an
I
average.
wouldn't drop Dill, but...
What event is it? What's the event
That's
type?
a good question. If you open your
It's
game
a
right now and
perfection
look in your
galaxy.
event hub, you could find out. Because I didn't
good.
write it on the show notes.
It is a Galaxy event.
Oh no.
Full
What a
galaxy.
shame.
That is a shame, because I don't like doing Galaxies unless I'm going for
Who
a
does
good
like
run.
doing a Galaxy events? Nobody. That's who. Nifty
Oh, no.
says.
Sorry,
No, I'm wrong. Galaxy is Tucker.
Ah.
Oh.
So what is she?
Unknown.
Okay.
Not in there yet.
Linda Park's legs are 5'8". That could be the answer.
She's only 5'5", but her legs are 5'8". She's all
That's
legs.
right.
It's like the reverse trill spots. They go all the way up.
Oh dear. Nifty says
Or
you
Puff.
can check bigbook.app/events. Good shilling.
Which is
For
something that
podcast
everyone should visit
listeners,
because it
are
is
you-
an amazing page.
Are you happy with a casual collection choice? 67% say yes, it's a fun theme. 22% want the legendary collection, and 11% say no, it's a boring one. What do you guys think?
It's okay. It's all right. I mean, like, there are going to be some that you're literally going to spin the wheel, pick a trait, and go, right, this one's the one. And it's either going to be one that's got 5 crew that you've always completed, or it's got 1 billion, like the Enterprise collection. So it can go either way. I think it's still, give me boosts all day.
It's right on the edge of where you can expand. I think someone in chat said it just hit 60 and now it's at
Oh, wow,
maximum
okay.
40. So
That would change
the
things
next
somewhat.
time they expand, we might see that. I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll see casual be the August mega, and then they'll expand it to 60 while they release half a dozen crew.
Well, speaking of, should we have a little theorise?
Well,
Go on.
Well, let me throw my hat in the ring before we move on. I don't really like... I think they just do a bad job with that trait. Because I think they figured out recently, okay, we're just going to start putting it on people who aren't, like, wearing a uniform, and they just look... They're in, like, casual garb. But, like you said, Fraser has it, and he's in command of a starship. BG Terry Hatcher Robinson, who basically is just the love interest for Billy Campbell in Okana, who like flirts with him and nothing else. She doesn't have it, even though she's like lounging in her room on the bed. So I don't know what's casual and what's not, and I'm not sure they know either. So
It's
it
like
would be fine, I think, if they got the traits right. But
It's the difference
It kind
between...
of
Go on, sorry.
she's in casual dress. If you're uniform, you're uniformed, and if you're not in uniform, you're in casual dress, aren't you? Casual attire. So
well, right, they
it
just
kind
don't
of
always
works
stick
for
to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, where you're taking a casual demeanor, like you're sitting there
Yeah.
listening
Yeah, I
to
suppose like
the
you're saying
callers
with,
from Seattle.
Fraser.
Like, would off-duty Tilly fit that criteria? Because she's off-duty, she's in her casual
Is it
clothes.
a party? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or what? Toothbrush Stamets, does
Yeah.
he have it? I
Could be
don't remember.
casual. I casually brush my teeth. I don't do it professionally. Although I probably should. My teeth are a mess.
If I send you $1, will you become a professional toothbrusher?
I'll come and brush your teeth for
Yeah,
a dollar,
we have. So we have 4 off-duty crew. 3 have a hyphen, 1 don't. 2 are casual, 2 are not. So it's like they just kind of do whatever the spirit moves them at the moment they create the card.
But hey, hang on, you're British. We
Sorry
know
to
your teeth are a
reply
mess.
inconsistently at the end.
Indeed. Okay, let's
Look, when we start hyphen talks, all right, and we have the punctuation corner, I will get everything straight.
NCC 1701 dash.
Yeah, hey. Careful now, careful. Don't want any
Without
violations of the
context,
temporal prime directive here. How about have a little speculation about the upcoming Mega? Since we've had a casual crew come out in the current campaign and we've now got a casual collection, do we think we are going to be getting a casual Mega? And who might we see in said Mega? Do we think?
Well, judging by what we just said, it could be almost anyone
Yeah.
with the casual trait.
It's in the show notes, so
I
we've
think
got to
it
talk
would
about
be-
it.
Yeah. There's that one episode of Strange New Worlds in season 1 where was it Ortegas trolls Cadet Uhura into
Yes.
showing up at the captain's dinner, and she comes in dress uniform, everyone else is casual.
Yeah.
They could just do a Mega just with all of those crew, make it like a
That's true.
casual trait with Strange New Worlds theming.
We've had a lot, because we've had Chapel in the in her black and white dress as well. Oh, is that off-duty Chapel? Is that what they call that? No, relax Chapel. Blue balling Spock.
The one
Chapel?
with the weird,
I don't know.
the weird elbow
Yeah.
art.
Oh, possibly,
The
maybe.
angular art.
Not sure. Date night Chapel.
Night.
Thank you,
Oh.
Renarian. Thank you. And
Appreciate
Force
it.
Vision. Thank you. My memory said there are 1,400 crew of the game. We can't remember them all. That's why you should go to bigbook.app, full of amazing fun features, including
Who's
now.
Crew 1400, did they come out yet?
Oh, I don't know. I'm actually spitballing there. There might be just be
Like
1,300.
1398, I think, or something like that.
We're getting close. We're getting
That's
close.
close.
Very close. I'm gonna,
Gonna be made
Noted Timelines Talks viewer Evans of Wales points out that Sato's the first crew for the Mega. So
Linguist Mega. Linguist Mega. Linguist Mega.
well, it's basically her and Uhura. That's it. Who else is a linguist? Maybe we'll get
Reva.
another. Reva. Yeah, I was gonna say another Reva. Reva's chorus, maybe.
The guy who conned the Voyager crew into thinking that they were on a Federation ship.
Yeah.
Oh, what was his name?
Oh,
remember his
from the
name.
episode
Arcturus,
Arturus?
Arcturus, yeah, from
That rings a bell.
from the end of season 4 of Voyager. Flesh and Blood? No, not Flesh and Blood. We get the.
what if it's an artist number 2 Mega and we only get iffy art for the whole month?
Oh no!
I'm out.
Everyone will quit.
Weird. Time
Orange
Talks
will
to
be
go
on
on
fire.
hiatus again. How weird. Saru is a linguist. Yeah, could have a Saru's. Could be linguist. I think we're probably more closer to a casual.
I'm going to say the one crew that everyone wants is Rise of Picard.
I believe we quizzed Ben about that several Q&As ago, and I said, when are we getting Speedo Picard from Captain's Hold? And he went, never.
Oh,
Well, they've never changed their mind or gone back on their words,
That's
so
very
we
true.
can lock it in that we'll
must
never
have
get
talked
this
too
crew.
topped.
Toxu
Red
Tot.
alarm.
Over
Red
there. Thank you for
alarm.
following.
Red alarm.
Thank you very much. And also, we're coming up to the end of this next campaign as well. Do we think we're going to get something more casual for the next campaign? Although we have kind of had a light-hearted thing. Hang on, let me just think. Let me consult my letter of hang on, I got this. Oh, hang on. Eric Nelson, thank you for subscribing. Let me just have a little think here. Who could we possibly be getting for the next campaign? I don't know. Just have to think about this.
Is that GFC?
Yeah, let's say that is. Okay, anyway. Oh, no. Oh, weird. That's weird. My phone's doing something very strange there. Anyway. Guys.
For podcast listeners, Idol is a terrible actor.
Thank you, Otto.
Okay. So the
I don't know. What other traits does Sato have? A communicator or something in there?
Let's have a look.
Human
Mega
Mega, I
communicator
believe.
Mega?
Human Mega. Let's do a human
Starfleet
Mega.
Mega.
Casual linguist, inspiring communicator, romantic, resourceful. I would love a romantic collection, actually. I'm still waiting for that one to drop.
Wasn't that rumoured at one point? The romantic
Yeah,
collection?
there's
It's been rumored forever.
Yeah, the one collection we don't have so far that is actually in the pipeline is Hologram. We've been waiting for that for literally years.
When?
Indeed.
I want a third Enterprise Mega is what I want.
Based on another.
We want another Disco Mega. Let's be serious.
No, I mean, really.
No, can they run another Time and Again Mega when with Kess when she travels backwards through time, and they can just do that for the third time? But
Get
Jordan was
another
promised this
variant
year,
of
you're right.
Linus Paris.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, another Linus Paris variant. Linus and Kim, not awkward at all.
Yeah.
So we have a little bit of a Suncoast gathering here now. Genos, Cranky, you are Suncoast stalwarts, and I have now joined your ranks, betraying GBP after a long
also
tenure.
a former Suncoaster.
Also a former Suncoaster.
Yeah.
How you
Do
guys
not
doing?
recommend.
How you guys doing? Like, we don't often have a whole fleet of people on here. Well, occasionally we do. We've had Cab on. We've had I think a couple of guys from SSR and various places in 10F as well. How's Suncoast doing? Like, how is the fleet? How are you guys doing with events? Pimp. This is your chance. Pimp the fleet. Do your thing.
We're the best fleet in the game. Simple as
Aye.
that. Nah. Yeah,
Is
we're
that
doing
according to
okay, we're doing good.
BigBook.app's new event rating, which you can go on
According to
BigBook.app.
BigBook- Yeah, according to BigBook.app's new event rating, I think we're ranked 4th for this year.
You can do it. And
so
if you go on
far.
leaderboards and you go fleet, you can actually see a full fleet rating for all time, and also every year the game has been out, going back all the way to 2017, where Klingon Marauders were the best fleet of that year. But currently, 2023, Suncoast are number 4. You guys doing pretty well.
I think we're 17th overall as well, which was quite
When are you
nice.
starting Suncoast Speaks? When is your own podcast
We're
out?
on.
Is that not
We're
what
on.
this is?
Nearly is.
One spot available as well, by the way.
Have you? You're recruiting, you're saying?
Yeah.
So, like, what's your philosophy for, like, your general run of your fleet? Like, is it, because you get a lot of people that hyper like event focused and like very regimented. And I remember being in
Yeah.
10F and like squads would change around all the time, and I remember being VIP 0 and the same kind of thing. Like, what is kind of like your focus for like Suncoast as a fleet and how you manage it in this year?
Mostly have fun and enjoy it. But I mean, obviously you've got the basics: play completely daily missions, donate to the starbase, and play in events and lead boss battles to the best of your ability. That's it. That's literally all we ask. If people do that and they get involved, it's more about people getting involved with the fleet chat, getting on the Discord, talking, helping, or even taking advice. We take on newer players and help them with advice. If people get involved, that goes a long way to keeping them in the fleet.
Yeah. It's a good place to be. I mean, I've enjoyed my time there. I think I initially had an alt in there, and you were kind enough to let me in, and I wasn't really doing a huge amount in events, and that wasn't a big deal. So it's try to do your dailies and contribute to fleet boss battles. I feel like we're pretty efficient with the fleet boss battles, which is great. There's really good coordination.
Thanks to Flash for his tool
Yeah.
that he made for us. The tool. It's awesome. It makes nodes so much easier.
Would you say, general, because every fleet has a Discord and things like that. How you guys have your own. I say you guys. I'm in the fleet now. I'm there as well. But you have your secret Santas and things like that. You feel like a more of a tight knit community more than just a sort of regimented fleet.
In Suncoast, there's probably 6 or 7 of us. No, probably more like 8 or 9 of us that have played together for 5+ years. And we've been friends. We've spoken to each other almost daily for that amount of time. So you're just friends who play a game together. And it's more about the community in a lot of ways than it is about the game. Yeah, like I say, we do a secret Santa every year, and that's quite fun. We send each other little gifts and little cards and all sorts.
There's
We always talk
a
about
variety
it,
of
and it never
personalities.
happens. Once Adrar wins the lottery, he's going to sail the yacht across, and we're all going to go for a yacht party.
Awesome. So join Suncoast now, and then you could have a yacht trip.
Be
A
on
trip
the
on a
yacht.
yacht. And hopefully survive the encounter.
You do not require idle to node because you probably wouldn't.
What do you mean?
jump
You
back
told, you,
to
told me
10F.
you told me not to node. I'm exempt. I've got my pass.
I do not recall this.
For context, Siete was asking me why do I never node, and I just said, Jenna's told me not to. Just dropped you in it.
Yeah.
Because I'm
It's
definitely.
kind of different Genos.
I just yeah. He's your brother. You're Benos. He's Genos. Let's go on to crew. We are racing around this now. There's a crew coming out. BigBook.app has a little bit of advanced notice on that crew. Why do I keep pressing that button? Let's do that. How about talking about when I can find them. Primal Peanut Hamper. Legendary Crew Med Eng Dip coming in an upcoming Tuesday pack. Void rank 121, but full of interesting traits, I would say. I have two questions for this one. My first one is going to be, what do you think of this crew? My second one would be, what do you think of this episode of Lower Decks? But Auto, please.
I have a couple questions. Casual and primal. Doesn't seem like they're two traits that really go together.
Maybe casually savage.
If they're adding casual because of dress, this ain't casual. If it's because of attitude, then they have a whole lot of retraining to do. The other thing is, that was it.
That was two questions.
I'm just trying to figure out why they're trading crew the way they are.
It's an automated unit, though, so you should naturally want it. Physician is what I find a bit like, yeah, okay, they were a medical, but in this situation...
Well, they are med primary, too.
Yeah. And weren't they supposed to be helping out Tendi in the sick bay?
Yeah, but they just didn't.
Cerritos, so
but they just didn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on.
I mean, the Voyage rank isn't fantastic, but I think I remember they have a unique skill order amongst legendaries. Yeah.
It's that. It's Peanut Hamper and Rihanna Mayweather. That's it. That's the only people in that skill set. So.
Well, skill order. Skill set, we did have Puppy Placated Janeway as a campaign option some time ago.
Yeah.
According to the Eye in the Sky, she'll be coming in a Primal Mixed Behold on Tuesday.
Yeah, so it's the deal with the Mixed Beholds is...
Really bad Primal crew. Really bad.
Yeah. Mixed Beholds, what do we guys think about Mixed Beholds? Because I've, as opposed to the traditional Tuesday or the ones, because it does seem like, it depends, like Primal's quite a small pool. You feel like with Primal you'd get more of a chance for getting this crew, but we've had recent ones for like Villain, and I think Vanek was Villain, wasn't she? And
Animated was pretty large.
And Animated as well, to try and find,
I like them as a concept because they're different, especially when there's a really good ratio of legendaries to super rares, and if a lot of them are not in Portal, it's great. Like I know a lot of people got like Inspiring Burnham from like the Discovery one, and she wasn't in the Portal. But it depends on who's in the pack and how good the new crew is. If they're going to release a new crew in the pack, in that Primal Behold, it's got to be someone fantastic. Otherwise, you're going to end up with like a displaced Molly O'Brien, Proto Worf, and Mugato as your Behold.
The thing is, they're too big. They're too big, so it dilutes the chances too much. You don't.
Yeah.
If there's one, you could have one really good crew in there. Like I pulled on the Discovery pack trying to get Burnham, but there's so many other crew in the pack that the chances of you getting there are too slim.
Yeah. No, that's right.
The mystery box could be anything, even a car. You know how much we've wanted one of those. Would you pay 1,300 dilithium for 200 honor? Yeah, there's always a chance. I'm not messing around with that. If you're going to call it premium currency, give us premium rewards for it. Sorry.
Well, you know how much we all love.
I love honor. I demand honor.
How about the episode she was from?
Refusing to carry out a dangerous mission. Exocomp Hamper abandoned the ship, after which she became stuck in deep space, and then crash landed on Aurelius. There once was a crew, Peanut Hamper, making fans happy as a camper. When we saw Eng Med, our wallets were spread, but the stats are kind of a damper. Wait, how can a robot be primal? Are you sure these stats are final? Like Torpedo McCoy, a low V rank robs joy, and it's really, really hard to rhyme with primal.
That was really good.
Brilliant.
I don't even remember the episode, to be honest.
So
I'm sure I've seen it.
This was the episode from season 3. A bit of a contested one. It's one of the few Star Trek episodes I probably would not choose to ever rewatch. I actually don't like it. I know a lot of people do, and people like it. And that's fair enough. I found a whole Peanut Hamper as a one-shot kind of quirky character was fun. A whole episode based around her and their relationship with some bird people completely devoid of anything else. It was weird. It was a bit far out for myself, but I'm not going to stop in the way of like other people's opinions. If you do enjoy, please let me know why you enjoyed this episode.
No, I'm with you on that one. I'm a massive Lower Deck fan.
Boot up! Thank you for subscribing.
I didn't like it. I probably won't watch it again, unless I'm doing a rewatch, and then maybe I'm on my phone a little bit more during that episode, or I'm skirmishing or something.
I think I was on my phone during my first watch of that episode, to be honest.
It like the pedigree was, you felt more of the Rick and Morty influence in that episode than I felt than any more of Lower Decks, because Lower Decks is generally sort of like trading that line between hyper fast quips and like interaction with a bit of heart in the background, but this one felt so much like a Rick and Morty alternate universe kind of episode that was completely devoid of like anything that I could kind of relate to. Again, there
was no Star Trek in it. There was sci-fi, but there was no Star Trek.
Again, I don't mind that as much, because we've had a few we're going to have a Strange New Worlds episode that is going to be very anti-Star Trek, as it were, with it being a whole musical. But I just felt that like it was a completely, I don't know, I can't even put words to it. I just didn't enjoy it.
A pull up in chat, folks. A reminder: Peanut Hamper will come from a Mixed Behold pack next Tuesday. What do you think about Mixed Beholds? Let us know in the poll.
Yeah, as far as musical episodes, just to take one quick second on that, some shows do it really badly and some do it really well. Like I remember really enjoying the musical episode of Scrubs. I think
that's so good.
That's an awesome episode.
And then you get like Grey's Anatomy.
Did they do one as well?
Terrible. It was terrible. I did not enjoy that. I'm sure there were others that I'm not thinking of. But
I mean, the defining one is the Buffy one, Once More with Feeling. That's like the one that everyone goes to. Is like, oh wow, this is when they did it. That was a brave step. And then since then, like, I think The Flash and Supergirl did like the CW shows did a musical episode, so everyone's got their own one. I am not a fan of musicals, but I am very intrigued to see what they're going to do with this, because it's Star Trek and it's going to be absurd. And I'm here for absurd, but I'm not here for Peanut Hamper absurd. Is that weird? Is that a double standard of mine? Am I just being picky?
Yeah. You're consuming the content, don't you get to be picky?
Auto, am I being picky? What do you think?
Oh, sorry, I'm just reading chat. I'm not listening.
Yeah. I don't know. No, I'll watch it.
We all have our likes and dislikes, and we're free to say that. And people, just to avoid conflict, if you hear the phrase "not real Star Trek," just edit in your mind to hear not in the vein of classic Star Trek, which is fine. People like the classic stuff. Some people really love new stuff or musical episodes or whatever. So, if you're going to discuss it, just be civilized, and then we'll go from there.
I'd like to hear, like, I want to hear, like, a opinion from someone that does like the Peanut Hamper episode, because I'd like to see what there is. Like, I'm always looking for, like, maybe I'm missing something. I'm missing, like, a focus point of that episode that I'm kind of, like, might turn it around for me, and I go, like, oh, actually, no, I kind of get it. Like, I understand why this makes sense for you, but, I want to hear that. And I'd imagine, like, if I don't end up liking the musical episodes, maybe there'll be the same thing for them. But I know the recent Lower Decks Strange New Worlds crossover, which we won't spoil, apart from the fact it was awesome. There are some people that don't like that, and it's interesting to hear their opinions on why they don't like it. Anyway, how about some more Enterprise crew?
And now you speak.
No, that's not the one.
How did we get like an hour and a half in without someone saying that?
Because we're a crack team of professional timelinesers. No one can best us at our craft. Mutinous Trip Tucker.
You say a crank team?
We need to start a hair flip betting pool of how many seconds we go into the show without our first mistake. That would be interesting.
Well, it depends if I'm hosting or not. Idler's not used to doing the show anymore. So many transitions. Yes, I have. Since we last did Timelines Talks, I've rebuilt my entire OBS setup, so everything is in like complete disarray. But hey, we're still got here. Professionalism. Mutinous Trip Tucker. Holding a phaser, looking like he's ready to shoot Archer. Sec Dip Eng. Voyage rank 71. A few like collections. What do we think? Have we got room for another trip in our lives?
Oh God, yes.
Room for a good trip.
Is this
Has
a
The
anyone
others
been
are several
posed
years
more?
old and not good. So
It's slightly bland art, I think.
I mean, it's Connor Trinity holding a phase pistol, looking
Yeah.
menacingly to the side. This would be good bridge art, to be fair. This could be great if he's on the
Yeah.
left. Yeah.
Well, there's also there's the Reed art where he's got a phase pistol in each hand, so that would go well
Yeah.
with this one on the bridge.
phasers
There's also there's an
akimbo.
archer with the away jacket and the pistol.
Yeah, we got a whole phase crew. Is there one with, does Pioneer Prime to Pol? She has a phase pistol, doesn't she?
Yeah.
She does have a
Yeah,
phase
Yeah,
pistol.
you
Yeah.
could have the whole bridge crew there.
Is
Look at
Hoshi
that.
the only one that doesn't have an
Phlox.
arm?
Phlox doesn't
Flox
have
doesn't
one, I don't
have a
think.
phase, I don't
Flock never
think.
shoots anybody.
Mayweather? Don't think Mayweather has one. Does Mayweather have a variant that isn't smiling?
Mayweather's got one in the taco unit, the Mako.
Yeah, he's got a gun.
Oh, that's right. And yeah, he is scowling on that as well as Mirror Mayweather as well. So okay. Would you event for this
He's
crew?
all right.
Tell me why.
Ain't nothing but a heartache.
There it is. Thank you. Backstreet's back, baby.
I would if
All
I
right.
wasn't burned the hell out from Khaaan't. Honestly.
It's interesting with the timing of crew, like, because they must know that certain people are just going to go nuts, like the community's going to go nuts for a crew, and they think, well, next week maybe we'll just have a chill out crew. Well, maybe you're not so keen on getting.
Yeah, I won't be eventing for this one.
Tier 3 though. Auto, why does it justify tier 3?
Exactly the thing.
For podcast listeners, what do you think about mixed beholds? 62% say once in a while, 31% say it's bad value, and 8% say they prefer regular 10 packs. So no one is super keen on them. Sorry, what was the question?
Why does Big Book say this is tier 3? You are the Big Book expert. You created it. It was birthed from your loins.
If you if you're on the crew page and you see his little scorecard there, click on tier 3 and it will take you to his spot in the tier ranks, and then the little numbers under the different attributes, voyage, gauntlet, etc., the percentages tell you what percentage of their tier score comes from each attribute. So 40% from the voyages. So, you know, with that skill set, it's not command to suck. It's good enough power. You know, you'll see them on all those common Federation, human, whatever seats. So you're going to use them maybe once or twice a week. And then from the other attributes, you know, decent shuttle score, you'll probably use them some on daily shuttles. And then he's a top 100 collection piece, which kind of, you know, lifts all your other attributes. So anytime you can get a 4 collection piece, you may as well add to them while you can, either free event stars or in a behold or whatever else.
There you have it.
And I tell you why else you're going to want them.
Yo,
We
tell me
finally
why
have a new
else.
trip. Oh, I
Suck
thought you
it
were
to
going
me.
to do Backstreet Boys again.
Almost.
We finally have a new Trip Tucker. Not so fast, motherfucker. Sure, he's better than North Star, but the skill set of Rumdar, and that makes him feel like a sucker. But Ent fans will take what we get. He'll still be a roster asset. Whether voyages or collections or blue box or erections, we know what kind of appetites Trip wets.
A poop question, sir?
You've
Could-
got a
could use
talent.
wet.
Tucker confronts Archer when he, infected with an insectoid, begins to make strange and sometimes dangerous decisions for the crew.
I think we definitely need a section on the Big Book for these limericks. I think there has to be a separate. There's going to be the crew note, the flavor text review, and then the limerick. There's just
Sure, make more work for me.
It should be in
You've only
it
got
should be in
1,300
text
more crew
form
to do.
yeah.
and possibly a video, maybe just an audio clip. I mean, I would be
If-
happy with all of those.
I think I need to just extract it and put some, like, you know, some Irish fiddle over the back of no, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Booter and Shaq got it right. Collections, good voyage rank,
Yeah.
decent base. I mean, a lot of those attributes
base.
are going to go up and down at different rates, but I mean, you know the squirrel. You guys watching have been, most of you have been playing for years, so I think you understand how you're going to be able to plug them into your roster.
Yeah,
I
but
might
this is the
save him
comeback.
for retrievals in like a year or something when he hits the portal.
Yeah, I'll probably
Yeah.
try a pack or two for him, I think, but I doubt I'm going to rank for him.
When they go for that Maverick Desperate collection, you'll need him. You'll need him.
Yeah.
It's Galaxy though, and I'm shying away from Galaxy. I'm saving Galaxy items.
Galaxy's terrible.
Yeah.
But Galaxy's bad.
What's tough is they've been rolling the crunchy prawns. 2 out of the last 3 weeks have been
So
crunchy
good.
prawns. So that's 20,000 prawns down the drain
Yeah,
if you
that's-
want to.
20,000 crons
you wanna-
spent on galaxy items.
Well,
Yeah.
this is it. Like, go on.
I'm going to pull chat while you talk about this because
Okay.
I have seen people, forums and otherwise, say, it's unattainable. How am I supposed to have 10,000 chronossons? I need them for events and whatnot. I see other people saying, I just don't have time to spend them in events. This is a good way to kind of dump it all at once and then get some stars on crew that I want. So, yeah, you guys talk about that. Chat, let me know what you think. I'm going to throw a poll up.
So, yeah, my question is, do you guys have enough crons to do it bi-weekly?
I'd struggle bi-weekly. I'd miss the odd week, I think.
Like, yeah,
I don't
feel
go
like-
as hard in galaxies and
No.
skirmishes than I used to. I don't have the time, so they just accumulate so fast. If they did it every week, I'd run out of credits before crons.
Yeah. I think it's if you're at the point of the game where you don't need to level your crew for what you need to idle them, as you guys affectionately say, you can
Pull up in chat.
yeah, pull up and chat. If you at a point where you look at crew and you think I don't need to level this crew, I won't do it, then I feel like it's easy to save crons if you're not doing every event. But I have heard mixed opinions. Like I was talking to someone to this today in Discord. It's like, well, just don't stop leveling your crew. Don't level your crew if you don't need to. If they're not fully fused and they're going to fill a collection, if they're not going to be up for the next event, or you need to get them out of your freezer, just leave them. Just sit there. Just let them stew. But I just wonder what you guys think. Chat as well. Let me know what you think. Do you have enough crons for the current sort of spread of crunchy cron objective events?
I mean, I think just off the top of my head, at my level of play, I think I'm getting around about 1,000 crons a day intake. Maybe a little bit less than, maybe a little bit under 1,000 a day. So you're looking at 7,000 a week intake from general play. So it's doable.
I
I
think it's
wouldn't wanna do
important to
it.
keep in. I think it's important to keep in mind that you're not required to do everything in the game. If you prefer the midweek stuff, it'll be so much faster to do this and get like 2 stars of your choice. How many hours would you have to spend over the course of a weekend to get 2 new stars? So, and again, they may not be new crew, but you can retrieve whoever you want with Quantum. So there's some give and take, and I know it's real easy to be pressured to feel pressure to do all that stuff, but sometimes maybe just take a weekend off and do a objective event instead.
I quite regularly miss the objective events. I'll the ones for the purple site I'll sometimes miss, and the fleet boss battle ones I'll almost always miss. I don't have the interest in it.
Just
And the
quit.
time in the week.
The problem, I think the thing is, like, I find, like, if I stop doing one thing and I'll just stop. I had a sense of lull while I was just like, well, I don't need to do
The
this.
treadmill.
I don't need to do this either. And then I'll just roll do less and less and less. And then I'll find other games to play. And I'll be like, wait a minute. I don't have to spend money on this one? What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Right.
But it'll hook me back. And I'll be like, oh my God, there's a sick wharf. I have to get the sick wharf. Look at them. Look at him. Look at the ping. Look at that graphical interchange format that's just gracing my eyeballs right now. And then I go down the snap rabbit hole. Yeah, you're right, Booter.
One thing that was kind of glossed over that a lot of people didn't maybe realize in the 9.3.0 is that I think there was a line where they fixed something in objective events that might have been bugged in those old prepare for like skirmish galaxy
Oh, I forgot about those.
faction events. And I remember people talking about those, and one of the objectives was that you have to fuse and immortalize a crew, and people were all upset
Oh, yeah, they
about
were
that. It's like,
terrible.
you don't have to do it, and the
No.
rewards weren't that great. If you don't find the rewards compelling, don't do it just because
No.
it's there.
I think it
That
does
was
go
something
depend
that
on
kind
the
of got swept under the carpet, wasn't it? They were going
Yeah.
to bring those back at
They
one
were
point. but
they
then
were busted, and we might see them back at some point. I don't know,
I think
or
like,
something else.
like you say, Janos, it is the reward at the end of the day. Like, you look at it and go, do I want to put this much effort in for this? And I think, and I remember Ben teasing me about this before, but like, it was a super rare site. I wanted a super rare site, but I didn't want to immortalize everyone every week for one. Like, it was hard work, and they did change it, and I think I wasn't the only one that thought that. But I think you're right. Like, I think you can definitely look. I look at the current fleet boss battle one and the ongoing month-long fleet boss battle objective, the one where you can get loads of magnesite and militarium and things like that. I look at those and go, I'll do some minimum bits here and there, but I'm not going to worry about stressing about completing them, because the rewards for me aren't really worth what I get. I got my free magnesite for doing the basic bits, but
Yeah.
as for the rest of it,
I got the first.
You are
first
such
tier
a
on each
basic
one.
bits.
Yeah. I mean, what if you completed them all, it was 5,000 merits, right? I think for
Yeah,
completing
that's
all
the
the
overall,
objectives
yeah.
in the month-long one. And guess what? If you kill UNM, what is that? 800 merits. I mean, just
do that a few
it's
times.
not a lot. It's not a lot of merits.
The one thing I am enjoying about... Sorry, go on, Otto. Go on.
I'm with GoBolt07 in chat. I like the objective events. I have a hard time getting into the weekend events lately. I could probably compete top whatever week after week and get lots of stars that way, but they just take so much time and they're such a grind and they're on days of the week when you want to really be doing other stuff. So I think the speed with which you can complete objective events is the deciding factor for me.
Sounds like someone that's rediscovered life and found that weekends are awesome.
Oh, yeah.
You touched grass and you took in a zip of air.
Yeah. He emerged from his
For
cave.
podcast listeners, do you like the critical chronotons objective events? 70% say I love it, it's free quantum. 30% say it's okay, but space them out. So I think this must be more of a new player versus veteran player mentality.
Yeah, I think
where
so.
I think newer players probably just lack the experience or time to build up these larger chronoton banks.
The one that I really don't get is the one that's on at the moment, the Fleet Boss Battle objective event.
Sounds like somebody's not noding.
But you spend valor to earn valor. It's kind of, what's the point?
I don't know. I was hoping that they would reevaluate those goals like they did with Unleashed, but we've had it a dozen times now, and they haven't changed it yet. So
it's like a nothing event. You don't win anything.
Spend a cron, save a cron. Cranky, why aren't your tomatoes ripening?
I've got no idea. Well, actually, one has ripened.
Okay.
The plant is covered in them, but one of them has turned red.
Fantastic.
all right.
Do you know what you should
What do you
do?
like to do with your tomatoes?
What am I going to do with them?
Yeah, what do you like to do with your tomatoes?
Eat them.
All right, I was hoping you'd
Throw them at
elaborate.
politicians.
No, I'll make pasta sauce with them.
Yeah, there we go. Do you know what you can do? If your tomatoes don't ripen in time, actually a pro horticultural tip right now, get a brown paper bag,
Okay.
put them in there and put them in your airing cupboard, and they will ripen
Works
off
for
the
a
stem.
lot of fruit and veg.
Yeah, do that.
Tip,
Given time, wait for them to grow on the plant. Welcome to tomato talks, by the way. Then put them in a brown paper bag and stick them in the airing cupboard somewhere warm, and they will ripen in the bag. I've done that before. Translation for
They
airing
really
cupboard.
love.
Somewhere where your
They
boiler
really
is.
love heat. They really love heat. So if you can put them somewhere they get a little, maybe even inside for a few days next to a window, let them get the sun and the heat, and they'll ripen a little faster.
That too.
The plant though is doing good. Yeah, it's healthy and.
Yeah, the plant's
Ain't got
fine.
any bugs on it. I used to find mine used to get affected by loads of green flies, so I get a little bit of soapy water on that and in a spray bottle. Welcome to tomato time.
The only thing with mine is they're on a balcony because I'm on a first floor, so it gets a lot of wind back.
It might be the wind, actually. The wind can do it. Yeah.
Something I've heard recently but can't confirm. Brake cleaner, the little spray, works for getting rid of wasps.
Yeah.
The wasp spray usually works well too, but if you don't have any and you just have brake cleaner sitting around, spray that.
I'm just going to give props for Danjavin right now for coming up with fine line talks, and that's just the best. That's made my night. That really made
Hook
my
that
night.
man up with a free sub or something for that.
Yeah. Right. While I go and visit the little boy's room, Auto, Amazon Prime. Talk to us about Amazon Prime. Is it cool?
Yeah. Ask the guy that doesn't play anymore what the new offer is. I think, Janice, you were talking about it earlier. They are doing Amazon Prime offers, and there's a little bit of Twitch integration there, too. If you have Amazon Prime with Twitch, you'll see it pop up in your offers there. I saw one that was like, 350 dill, and there's some other ones. What's been going on?
Yeah, it sounds like they're doing like one a month, and if you have a Prime membership, you can get a code that you can put in on store.StarTrekTimelines.com. I'm doing my Frank impression there. And yeah,
You just summoned the Ben with that.
Right, yes. I think the first one, had some dill, and was it Valor or Merits, Cranky, do you remember? First one?
Was there not some premium pulls in it.
The last one had 2 premium pulls, so there's been
did
2
it?
so far. Yeah.
I don't remember what the first
So-
one had, to be honest.
Yeah, you get the little code, you put it in store, and then it just pops into your account, and it's free. And apparently, like, there've been people that just been popping into Discord, the main Timelines Discord, and just popping their code in. Like, I don't play this game, but here you guys have this. It's like, all right, cool.
Codes can be used multiple times.
Yeah, code can be used on more than one account if you have ults. Auto has 27 rerolled accounts. If you ever wanted to dust them all off, you could use that one code for all of them.
Can't think of anything that would bring me more joy than to plug codes tediously into a dozen different accounts.
No, but it means you can share the code with your friends and they can all use the code.
See,
Sure, if anyone out there has friends, be sure to share the code with them.
what are
Now,
friends?
Amazon Timeline Talks.
Amazon, yes.
Speaking of, when is Timeline Talks coming back?
Primeline Talks. When I've got Timeline Talks running again properly. I don't know. I'll have a think. See if we can get on for it.
I think it's cool. I mean, they finally figured out what to do with how to give us free stuff through and drive traffic to the web store. They tried to give away things on the web store twice before. Like, one was just free honor, one was supposed to be an elusive treasure pull, and it borked twice. So
Oh, that's right. It never worked.
They figured it out. They figured out how to do something properly. So
Do you know what else you can
Some
do?
games,
Go on. Sorry, go on.
some games have been in their running Twitch streams, and then they have random drops. So if you're watching,
Yeah.
like I don't know if it's every second, every few seconds, a random tick
Yeah,
is chosen, and then
that.
yeah, you can get random item drops in games. So
Do
if
you,
WRG ever wanted to continue their streams, maybe they could look at that for.
I've been
boosting
thinking about
viewership.
saving up some packs and doing a pack drop stream, but let me. Do you know what else you can do? Do you know what else you can do with your Amazon Prime subscription? You can actually subscribe to this site with your free Amazon Prime subscription. You'll be giving to charity doing that. So if you haven't already done it, do that.
I do.
If you've done it to some other Twitch stream, well, they don't give to charity like we do. So, or they might do. Who knows? Anyway, Gauntlet Beholds, a word we never thought would actually happen, yet surprise, thrown out like the thunder from the thunder god onto the unsuspecting mortal just trying to buy his groceries. We have them, and you can now get, every time you get a gold crew, you actually don't get the crew anymore. You get a choice of 2 types of beholds. Someone talk to me about the 2 types of beholds you can get in the Gauntlet now.
So it's a little bit confusing, but you have 2 different drops that can happen from Gauntlet concerning the jackpot crew, I guess you'd call it. So 50% of the time, you're going to get a behold of random Gauntlet jackpots that have rotated out, meaning not the featured one. 50% of the time, you're going to get a behold with a featured crew and then 2 other random cards that have rotated out. So all only Gauntlet exclusives. 50% of the time, you're guaranteed the featured one, 50% of the time just an old one. But that should open up possibilities for everyone to get all the one that's been evading them for a long time.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's a much
awesome.
better way of doing it.
It's interesting though. I mean, I think it's better than it was. Like, it's now not just a chance of, like, you click and click and click and click and click, and you finally get that 6 streak, or you get like the rank 3 in the Gauntlet, and you open your box and go, it's Gold Train as well. That will still happen, unfortunately, but it won't just be a case of like, oh, it's another caretaker I need to unlock. No, it could be a caretaker, Locutus Guinan, or like in my situation, I'm in a pretty good situation because I didn't get Archer, I didn't get Mariner, and obviously I've not got the new Power Ransom, who we'll talk about in a moment. So I could actually got a pretty good chance of getting a crew that I don't have, which is quite nice. The random chance that I might actually get one. But guys, how are you, and chat, how are you doing about recent Gauntlet crew? Because there has been a fast turnaround. Like, we've been seeing every, about 3 months, 4 months, something like that, between like Archer to Mariner to now to Ransom.
Archer was real short. Mariner was longer because everyone complained. And then who was before that? TKK was a reasonable amount of time, maybe like 6 months or something.
Yeah.
So I didn't get all stars of TKK. I think I ended up 3 out of 5. I got no archers in that short period of time, and I got complete 180. I got 5 mariners in the time that she was in there. So it's random, and everyone's on a different RNG roller coaster. So you hear people complaining, I never get drops. I've got 20 armistices I've never seen Guinan, or I've never even gotten an exclusive, and I play really hard, or I retrieve all the best gauntlet crew that are in the portal. So it's tough because you can't really you inevitably want to compare yourself to other players, but at the same time, it's random, and you're on a different road than they are.
Pull up in chat, folks. Let us know if you're missing any gauntlet exclusives. Cranky, how you doing?
My last drop was Archer. I got Archer while he was the featured crew in there. TKK I've got at 2 of 5, I think. Everyone before that I've got to finish with duplicates. But yeah, I haven't seen a Mariner, and I haven't seen anything drop old or new since Archer.
I mean, I've been sort of vaguely playing Gauntlet, like just spamming crew. I've not been spending too many merits because I'd rather spend my merits on tanking on other areas of the game. I've not, understandably, I've not seen much. I think the last thing I had a caretaker about 2 months ago, which is the thing. So I am missing Archer.
I really have no room. I have no room to complain because I really don't play the Gauntlet too much. I'm not an avid Gauntlet player. I'm a very twice a week.
Will this get you to play more?
It will for a little while until I hopefully get a drop or he leaves. Maybe I don't know. Yeah. I do like Ransom, so it's more of Mariner never really. I wasn't.
I mean, Mariner's I only realised in the gap when I wasn't playing that Mariner's actually a pretty awesome Voyager. Like she's pretty good, and I was just like, oh shit, maybe I should have made an effort, but hopefully I'll get her at some point, in which case probably cite her. Genos, you're probably the best person to talk to this. Should you, now with the new Behold system, should you go through the phase of, should you cite old Gauntlet exclusives, or maybe now the pool has kind of a bit more rotation to it?
Yeah, that's a really good question. It really does change that philosophy, because I think I might be off team cite old exclusives, because especially if you're out of the part of the collection where you're getting a skill boost versus the legendary citation, which they went after maybe the 6th or 7th bonus.
I hate that change, by the way.
Yeah, me too. I'm with you there. I would have cited Mariner if I didn't get her 5 out of 5, because she has value on voyages, which isn't going to last for a long time. So I wanted to cite her. I know Otto says she's got a lot of those red flags that you don't want to, in a long-term crew, but, I like her.
So how many Dip Command voyages have we discussed in this episode? What number does she make?
At least 1. But yeah, I think I'm probably off team cite old exclusives at this point with the Beholds. So I didn't think about it until the second, so it was a very good question.
We'll come back to you in a week. See, where are you now, Genos? I'm there. I'm all over it. Let's talk about the actual card itself.
It is.
Go on.
Do I get to give my opinion? I know. I'll just start talking over everyone at the beginning, and then you can't silence me. He even changed his layout. Oh,
no, it's fine. We go back. You can be. Hey, look.
Now you talk.
No. There you go. Now you're the big boy in the frame. Now.
Look. Now that you've posted our IMDb credits, and I know I'm 3rd behind you in stars, my ego just can't take it. No, I mean, it's an improvement, and it's always hard, when there's an improvement, people don't want to say, don't look a gift horse in the mouth, it's better than it was. That's true, but they've also increased the pace of new crew, so if we're going to get them...
Thank you. Good timing. Thank you very much.
If we're going to be getting new crew every 3 months instead of every 18 months, a Behold isn't going to help forever. It's going to help for a little while, and then pretty soon, we're already up to 10 exclusives. If you get a drop every 3 months and you only see 3 of those, how fast are you going to be starting those crew up? Not so fast. It's tough. Because like Genos alluded to, when you have exclusives and they're going to drop forever, it feels like a waste of sites when you could get them for free. But on the other hand, the game might die, you might die before you get to finish certain crews. So it's like, it feels kind of bad either way.
Let me ask this real quick before we move on to Ransom. So I had a conversation in the main Timelights Discord with one of the mods, a long-time player.
Genos,
finished,
stop doing this, please. You're in trouble again.
No. It was a productive conversation about the game. Is it Gleese or Gleese? I can't remember how it's pronounced. I'm sorry. I think she finished second or third in the event. So fantastic second. Thank you. Former faction award winner. Lisa was talking about why didn't they put it, give you a token or a pack that you would redeem in the portal for Behold instead of just making a mechanism where you get it once the drop happens. So what do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I mean
it doesn't really matter except in the case of veterans who have stopped playing because they have them all and they just want the new ones. So they'd stockpile them and then maybe open them all when they add a new crew. So that's kind of a niche case, even though it may affect more of our viewers than the average player because we do have more veteran players watching. But I think it's kind of fine the way. I don't think a token, unless they added an extra drop table chance for that, where it would kind of increase the chance of that drop, and then maybe the variety would be nice.
Would that not mean they'd also have to have a new option in the time, a permanent window in the time portal?
Yeah, that's the other thing. I mean, they could put it in the honor hall like they do with Beholds you get from
Campaigns?
Campaigns is the one. Yeah, but what was I going to say about this? I've completely forgotten. Nope, it's gone.
Podcast listeners, how many exclusives are you missing, not including Ransom? 45% say just one or two, 18% say far too many, 27% have them all, and 9% say 3 to 4 they're missing.
Gotta catch them. I've heard people talk about improving the drop rates for that, and also there has been talk of a Voyage Beholds for the similar reason for Black or Chakotay, and as someone that has seen neither and has seen none of the new Gauntlet Beholds either, like I feel like they need to up the drop rates and get rid of fucking trainers. Like how many years have we been asking for that?
No. The ship schematics when you get a dilemma that's meant to drop you a purple card.
Yeah,
and you get the ship
I mean,
schematic.
I feel that happens so. That's a lot more seldom to happen, but like trainers in Gauntlet is just so egregious. It's just like you could give me credits, you could give me merit. Like look how much honor and merits they are dropping in fleet boss battles. Like after years and years of just having to like scrimp and scrape for any bit of honor for an honor cell, they're just like, yeah, have fucking loads just for doing Ultra Nightmare. Like they could get rid of trainers and do something else.
Yeah, I mean, apparently they can push the Voyage Beholds live at any time because it was supposed to be part of 9.3.0 and they did the Force upgrade. So I imagine now that they've figured out that Gauntlet Beholds are working and they haven't broken the game, maybe a couple weeks we'll get the Voyage Beholds. I hope that they don't also release another Voyage exclusive gold to further dilute the portal, though.
As thanks for playing Star Trek Timelines, here's a crew you'll never get.
Wow, that takes me back to 2017.
Regarding trainers, I mean, Ben did confirm that partly they do it for new players who need them. Partly they do it just to dilute the pool because everything can't be dilithium and honor and quantum. Like those are the goodies, and that's what makes them even sweeter when they do drop.
Yeah, I feel like there's a happy medium somewhere where they could at least give some credits, maybe like 100 credits. Like 100 credits is better than 5 trainers. It's not much, but it's something, I think I don't know. It depends. New players aren't getting much out of the Gauntlet. Like you're not running in there from day 3 and rocking up to number 1 on the table because you just don't have the crew for it. By the time you do have the crew for it, you've got all the trainers you need anyway. So I feel like, there's a thing there. Or at least if you're ranking 1, your prize shouldn't be 2 pieces of equipment you've already received and a gold trainer. I think there's a definite balance there. But Gauntlet's trash and has been for a long time, so hey, what do you know? Anyway, let's talk about the piece of trash you
Speaking
can
of giant heads.
Speaking of giant heads that aren't William Shatner in Mork and Mindy, Power Ransom, Voyage rank 345. He is a shapeshifter, he is a scoundrel, he is a telekinetic, he isn't actually collectible in the slightest, yet he is tier 3. Tell me why.
Ain't nothing but a mistake.
Why is he tier 3? Is it because of his
Gauntlet?
Yeah. That's what I'm asking. Tell me why.
So part of since you asked the tier question, I ain't shilling. I don't get any money from the ads. That's all Namer. Fuck him. Part of the big book algorithm is the closer you are to number one in an attribute, it's weighted a little bit higher. It's not even all the way down. So him being a top 10 gauntlet option gives him a lot of juice in the overall ranking. And so, considering that they're not adding a lot of non-exclusive gauntlet options, he may stay up there even a little bit longer than a Voyager would or a Shuttler would. So that's pretty much where it comes from.
I'm trying to work out why he's got 2 collections. He's animated, and what's the other one?
Gauntlet.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we are. We were literally just talking about.
So essentially, two vanity collections or stat boosters, depending on where you are.
Yeah.
Does he just crush Armus out of the pool entirely? That's the
Pretty
same
much, yeah.
skill set, but
kind
not
of
order,
Armus,
right?
doesn't get 65% crits, does he? Whereas Armus does get some 65.
Yeah.
They will.
Yeah, he only
We're
gets
gonna get
45.
we'll get new traits. We'll get
Yeah.
new traits
Well,
for
that's
him.
true.
I'd imagine they'll add it.
We'll get new sets for Ransom. They were still adding Archer ones that we didn't get for 6 months. It just didn't come up.
I've definitely seen people say that they wish this was a ship-in-ship battle instead, and I can so see that.
It may have actually been planned for after Doomsday, and then when they realized they couldn't make that fit, they just turned them into a crew.
Yeah, it's
I'm
awesome.
slightly disappointed it's not, but I'm pleased that we've got it because look at that art, it's amazing.
Like, of all the ships we've had that we pew-pew every week, this one just makes the most sense for to be shooting lasers out of it,
And he comes and bites the hull of your ship.
I can imagine.
Does anyone else get Ooga Booga Crash Bandicoot mask vibes from this?
A little bit. Now you've said that, yes.
Yeah, non-zero amount of that.
It's cool art. It's very good.
During a mission to Abergos, Ransom absorbs a strange energy that gives him great strength and power, but at the same time exposes all of his weaknesses. A big ol' electrified head, whose gauntlet's opponents he'll shred. But then you think, wait, this is gauntlet grind bait, and suddenly you're filled with dread. Opening thousands of boxes will only make gameplay obnoxious. But fear not, be bold, they've added gauntlet beholds. Now we'll see Armus or Guinan to mock us.
Bravo.
Fantastic.
Like, if you're not in every week doing limericks, like,
I'm never doing this again.
All right, I'll just rewatch this.
Yeah, over and over again. We'll play it on repeat. It shall never end.
Every night before bed.
I'll start Trek Time TV, and this will just be the advert breaks. It'll just be limericks. Limerick
I
moment.
falls asleep to podcast, right?
Yeah, who doesn't?
The Buddha says the head wasn't done by the bad artist.
It's hard to tell with the animated stuff because it could go either way. Really, I think.
It is cool though.
I think they're easy to make the art for anyway.
Yeah, the anime stuff doesn't. I think they sort of take the well, let me go back. Like, they take the They take the general sort of lower deck style and then add a little bit of shading to it, so it's not quite so clean, because the lower deck style is quite, in the show it's quite clean. They add a little bit of shading to kind of thing, and you've got a bit of glow on the eyes, which is quite nice. Anyway, back to art chat. We should bring art chat back.
Art chat?
Art chat.
Oh, art chat.
Not Archer chat. Art chat. No, we don't want more art chat. Art chat.
Blazmanak.
Thank you. By the way, even if you're not a subscriber, you can activate the triggers now. I've enabled that because we like craziness on this channel now.
Oh,
what
awesome.
do I get as a subscriber now?
But we do appreciate all the
What do
subscribers.
subscribers get?
What do
Anyways.
subscribers get? They get the satisfaction to know that their money is directly supporting a charity of our choice, or their choice at some point. But if they are a subscriber and you go onto our Discord and link your accounts, then there might be a little something in the subscriber chat for Timelines players if Namer fixes it.
It's Uhura. It's Uhura standing next to an astronaut.
something.
not
Yeah,
picture
let me
of
just
his
have a think
loins.
about this again. I just can't quite place it. Anyway, before we finish the show out, I think we should do something fun because we like doing things that are fun. Let's have a good old classic Timelines Talks Trek Time table read.
Are we closing the show with this?
Are we? What do you want to talk about? Oh, we should talk about Varani. Should we talk about Varani first, or should we do the table read first? What do you reckon?
Well, if he has a limerick for him, we definitely.
That's
Got
true.
2 limericks left in the
Okay.
phaser holster. All right.
Wow, you wrote the other limerick very fast. I applaud you for that. Let's talk about variety. So the current campaign as it currently stands is available, and the crew that you can buy, as well as Adam, should you want Big McLarge, who's own first to Max. Well, he's a musician, so that's something. You can also get Varani, who is Bajoran, communicator, musician, casual, inspiring, very much collection heavy, tier 2, voyage rank 11, but tell me where you've heard it before.
Dip Command. What?
Dip Command
I've never seen that.
What? That's crazy. Look at that happy little guy playing the flute. Sadly, the actor did pass away fairly recently. So that's if you want to give WRG your money for that, might be something. But he has actually a fairly decent-ish card, guys. Please, explain why. Don't tell me. Explain it. Do what the Backstreet Boys can't do. Genos.
Before we go into that, please be sure to read his big book note because it's fantastic, written by one of the fantastic staff writers.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wait a minute, hang on. Big Book app is asking for my consent to use my personal data. Do I want to do this?
Yes, you should.
Is this a legitimate interest?
Written by Nifty Mittens.
Yes,
Yeah.
written by Nifty Mittens, a true Canadian, if ever there was one. I mean, he's traded pretty well, and they're pretty much all gonna hit a collection if they haven't already, except for Civilian, which will never hit. So he's gonna top out at, am I counting right here? 5. He's already got 4. You got to follow the traits, and voyage rank 11 is nothing to sneeze at.
No.
I think it's pretty good. I mean, the skill set's not going to age super awesome, but he's in that almost later losers plus where like Khaaan't is. So he's just later losers, but he'll age extremely well. He's worth one of your sites from the campaign track.
Can we talk about the voyage rankings? Because I like a little bit of accuracy in my voyage rankings. Like Mira Tuvok makes sense. He is from the show Star Trek Voyager. He is a Voyager.
But he's in Deep Space Nine, though.
But shush.
True.
Chances taken Kirk makes loads of sense. Inspiring Captain Burnham, classic top of the hand Lieutenant Commander Spock, absolutely amazing voyages. And then this goofy guy playing a flute. Or an oboe, or whatever it is.
Yeah, how come Patrick
he might have-
Stewart...
Go on.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say he may be an amazing Voyager before he became a flute player.
That's well true.
He may have been around the galaxy.
Maybe he was like an admiral in the Bajoran fleet before the Cardassians mothballed them and made him a flute player.
That's why he plays with such soul. He's seen so much of the universe,
He flew a solar sail ship around the universe.
a sailor.
Rongovian ship or a Bajoran one?
I don't know. Ask WRG.
Yeah, so Sir Patrick Stewart with a flute is like Voyager 200. This guy with a flute is Voyager 11. What?
I suppose we shouldn't get too hung up on
It's not
that.
about the size of the flute, it's about how you use it.
Yeah, I suppose we shouldn't get too hung up on that, but I suppose, like we've said this before, the crew we use all the time on on a voyage should represent maybe a bit more show accuracy? I don't know, but I didn't even know this guy's name before he turned up, so...
Yeah, isn't the bongo bashing Burt Macklin like a top 2 scientist in the known universe? So I think when it comes to campaigns, all bets are off. They just want your money.
That being said,
music is technically a science, right?
it's very much a science. Math, definitely a lot of maths. But if you do buy him, if you are going to shell out for the Uber campaign, because that's what people want to know, is he going to be worth the money in a few months' time, or is he going to be another one of those dip command sci crew that are just going to go down the Voyager ranks and replaced by someone they gave away for free?
I mean, there's not a lot of room above him at this point. If they're going to be pushing out other than command size, they're probably below him, like Monster Room Pike is below him, and I don't think. I mean, they share some of the same antimatter seats, but who's to say that they can't both voyage at the same time?
And he has a lot less event potential than someone like Pike as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you might match him in the voyages, but he's not going to be any good for events. Whereas Pike will be useful in events, especially SNW seems to be doing well. And hopefully there'll be lots of events based around it.
Yes, 7 past events over the course of 7 years of timelines. So that's not great.
Well, that casual mega will give him 4 more, right? Proposed casual mega.
That's it then for the next 4 years, though, judging by his past eventing.
Hold on, if you're going to make a claim like that, Genis, you have to hold a phone up to your forehead with the word casual mega on it. That's the only way we can know you're a real insider. Oh, there you go.
Well, my daughter instead.
Okay. Is
She'd be Voyager 50.
I was going to say, is she a top Voyager? Oh, sorry, my headphones are just fucked up. Is she a top Voyager?
Yes.
A talented Bajoran musician who dreams of resurrecting the Jaland Forum. Isn't it Jalanda?
Jalandra.
Or is it...
That's what Cairo's saying.
Jalanda?
I'm just saying what Cairo's typing.
That is Jalanda with no R. Either way, the flavor says Jaland, which I think is just wrong. Who the hell remembers this guy? Since when does Command Upset cost 25? Gee, I just can't wait to chase another dip base, but I guess I should clarify. Ben did say Bajoran collection this year, and his voyage numbers would seem to appear fine at a glance, so I guess there's a chance that there's something behind his high tier. What's with the awkward silence after
because
these? Come
it's
on,
the
you-
way you ended it. It's just like I was expecting. I know it's a limerick, but I was expecting another sentence. I was like, okay.
I was Googling the spelling.
First 2 verses for free. After that is 3 francs, please.
Subscribe to get more limericks. How about let's go back in time. Handler Worf. I'm only singling this one out because I thought Stars was going to be on the show. Also, it's just awesome. Look at the art. Look at the attention to detail. Tier 3, Handler Worf. Did you get him? Are you using him? Did you sight him up instantly? Do you love him? Do you cherish him? Do you put him on the shelf of your bridge crew along with Battle Beverly? I'm really just bringing this crew up just to hear the limerick, but guys, tell me how much you love it.
Yes to some of what you just said. I did cite him. I did use him in the event. He's not on my bridge crew because I never changed my bridge crew, and I don't have Bev. So the other are no.
Oh, you're muted, Craig.
There we go. Yeah, I was just saying, I got him, I like him, I don't use him.
Oh, there's a ringing endorsement.
I used him for his event, obviously, but I haven't used him for anything.
He liked him.
It's amazing art.
was-
It's awesome art.
Real minor spoilers. He was one of the better parts of Picard season 3 for me.
Yeah.
And they leaned a little heavy into his comedy, but when they gave him the serious stuff, like he was as intimidating as ever. And they gave him the great look with the white Gandalf the White. So it was good stuff.
Worf the White.
I think Worf in Picard season 3 had the best entrance. Like the first time you see him, it's the best entrance of any character in Star Trek.
I am Worf, son of Moog. I have made some chamomile tea. Do you take sugar?
By the way, I do want to highlight the flavor text for Worf here. Worf, son of Moog, of the house of Martok and Rozhenko, bane of the Duras family and slayer of Gowron, breaks his commitment to pacifism to save Raffi. Dude, they gave him like They gave him more names than Loaxana, holder of the sacred chalice of Reek's fifth house of Beta Z, whatever. Bane of the Dross family and Slayer of Gowron. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, still not acknowledging his son.
Mother of dragons, breaker of chains.
Yes. Oh my god, is Worf the
King of the
Khaleesi of Star
Andals and
Trek?
the First Men.
Leader of the Andals. Yeah. I just want to hear the limerick.
Okay, I'd like to know before I start this limerick that the word hoary means grayish white. It does not mean anything. I would never be vulgar.
Of course.
Of course not.
Never.
A hoary new trek Michael Dorn. For stars, this is better than porn. A mechlith that size could make crazy French fries or make bad guys wish they were never born. I think we got the message across. No more command sec for this boss. A couple collections. Stars, hide your erection. He's one dude you don't want to cross.
Bravo. Actually. Oh yeah, I forgot
Good
Discord
timing.
has soundboards now. Can I mine? There we go. Okay. Yeah, that's that crew. We've talked about that crew, and now we shall do other things and talk about other parts of this game, except we won't, because it's near the end of the show. We're going to do something fun instead, and that's not a limerick, although I'm propositioning it as one.
Have we not been having fun so far?
I've been having fun. Have you been having fun? Chat, have you been having fun?
Yeah. So say it's especially fun.
It is exceptionally a time of my life. Let's make it more fun by doing some fun things involving all four of us. Shall we do a table read? Auto, please, you have prepared a document for us. Which episode are we reenacting for our audience's pleasure? Sorry.
It's the quality of life, the poker scene.
It is. Okay, who is playing who? Please introduce thyselves. Genos.
I'm playing a beautiful Battle Beverly Crusher. Pull up in chat.
I am Worf, son of Moog.
Genos.
I am also Captain Picard.
I am Geordie LaForge.
And I am playing Commander Riker.
With the beard and everything.
Yeah.
Riker.
Okay, so we are in somebody's quarters around the poker table and action.
Who's the Worf?
Oh. I'm looking at the wrong path.
Professionalism.
Looking at the wrong path. Commander, is it your intention to continue to grow your beard?
Actually, I'm not sure yet. Why, Worf?
I'm just asking.
7-card stud, one-eye jacks are wild.
Frankly, Geordie, I like the beard.
Thank you, Commander.
You know, I've always been a little suspicious of men with beards.
What is that?
I don't know. It's as if they're trying to hide something.
Hide? Don't be ridiculous, Doctor. The beard is an ancient and proud tradition.
Some of the most distinguished men in history have worn beards, Doctor.
I know, but after the razor was invented, I think beards mostly became a fashion statement.
I am not concerned with fashion. To a Klingon, a beard is a symbol of courage.
I think it's a sign of strength.
Sure, and of course women can't grow beards.
Doctor, it sounds to me like you feel like beards are nothing more than an affectation.
I do, but there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, women wear makeup and nail polish. I just think it's time you men admitted it.
My beard is not an affectation.
Oh, well then you wouldn't mind shaving it off.
I could lose it in a minute. I've just gotten used to it.
Okay, then why don't we up the stakes a little? And if I win, you all shave your beards off.
Wait a minute. What if you lose? What are you going to give up?
I'm open for suggestions.
Well, I've always wanted to see you as a brunette.
Oh, I did that once when I was 13. I couldn't change it back fast enough.
Well, that makes me even more curious.
Fine. If one of you wins, I become a brunette. Are we on?
Yeah, we'll take that.
Looks like you have the hand to beat, Commander.
200.
I'm in 200.
Geordie?
This is the captain. We have arrived at the Tyrant system. All senior staff to the bridge.
Wait!
Sorry, you heard the captain. Duty calls. I guess we'll have to do this some other time. And
scene.
scene. Oh, I don't know what it is about doing the table reads. They're just fun. They're just fun. We're doing completely bad impressions. We're not the best, but it is something about reenacting our favourite.
How dare you?
Oh no, you're Beverly. You're Beverly. Mwah. It was just
You wound
perfect.
me, sir.
You wound me, sir. But no, what a good way to wrap up the night. Sorry, I'm just bringing up something here because I'd like to do something new. I'd like to actually shout out the subscribers for the channel and everyone that has helped support us. Thank you, doing Cranky's job. So let's shout out. Let's shout out to all our subscribers: Roy Kirk, Vice Tiger, Baitor, Danjavin, Storus, Vulcan Cat, Lee Resolution, Tieback, Spanners, Karmasaurus, Nononoff, a Travelling Man 809, we know who that is, Jay Frader, Stepball, Kangaroo, Jorgamund, Venomous, Pauhura, Gobolts, Rest in Pieces, Rev Demar, Twitch with Jay, Brody, STT, Bernard F. Heavens of Wales, No Name Namer, It's a Force Ghost, Buta Snaps, Ranarian, Agent Danielle Cold, Mr. AFB, SJ Rom, Mongols, hang on, that Mongrostaton, Phaser Suncoast, oi oi, Genos Daniel, there he is, Q Eric Nelson,
Wow, look at him.
Scholar,
Look at him try.
Loki HS, Love at First Contact Live, and Nifty Mittens. Thank you, every one of our subscribers, and I want to do that more often. Yay! Thank you, everyone. We also a thank you very much, Cranky and Janos. Thank you for joining us on this resurgence of Timelines Talks. We will be back again. Please go.
We'll be back tomorrow with more Timelines Talks.
Every day we are going to be.
This wasn't the last Timelines Talks ever.
Yeah, you keep saying that. We will be back on Friday. I haven't put it in the event schedule yet, but Friday I'm going to do a double bill watch along and review of this 2 Strange New Worlds episodes, including the one we just had. Go on, what?
Okay, who voted never return for the poll on Timelines Talks? I'm calling you to the
Thank you for
principal's
joining
office.
Suncoast Speaks.
Yeah. And Boot right. Yeah, I want to get to 100 episodes for syndication, of course. Now, I do feel that was a little bit of my reason for doing this. Was I kind of wanted to get to 100 episodes at least. I didn't feel right sitting on 90, but I'm very much enjoying that we come back. But we will be back next week. It's going to be Starbase 47. Commander Sharky is returning to give you all the news and reviews from around the Alpha Quadrant. What will he talk about? I don't know yet, and neither does he. But it'll be fun finding out. In the meantime, please join the Discord, like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. We are on the hunt for 1,000 subscribers on a YouTube channel, so we can start funneling that money through to charities as well. So if you know anyone, please send them a link to say, hey, subscribe to this. And if you're going to the Birmingham convention, I give you some fun. Look, I've got business cards now. We've got business cards. It's in reverse, you can't see it, but I'm going to be giving those away at the Star Trek convention in Birmingham, which is sounding like it's going to be less of a Star Trek convention and more of just me and Cranky sitting in a hotel room getting drunk and watching Star Trek. But hey, come and join us for that, because that could be fun. Anyway,
That's an underrated activity.
that
by
is
the
an
way.
absolutely underrated activity. Some of the best times of my life have been watching bad Star Trek.
Subscribers only for that one.
Absolutely. Anyway, thank you for joining us. We will see you soon. Live long and prosper, and more importantly, ta-ra.
Hot Tub Stream.
What's all set?
I got Hooker lined up with a dude who's gonna give him the deal of a lifetime on a new Porsche.
A Porsche?
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe you should wait. You might get a better deal through the state.
Yeah?
Yeah, we just did some story on a guy who's selling stolen Porsches off a lot on Main. Real sleazy character.
What's his name?
Delvin, Kelvin,
Melvin?
Melvin.